It's really interesting watching Frankie McAvoy, the new assistant, just with his arm around him, just saying, look, don't you worry, you'll get your chance. And he's in tonight. Just shows if he'd have stormed off, kicked off, he would be nowhere near this tonight.
But as well, it's probably one of the biggest games of his career, to be honest. I mean, I know he's played a game for Man U youth and all that sort of stuff, and maybe got to finals and that. This is a proper league game where family and work are on the line, and results really, really make a difference. So this is the start of his career now, and let's hope he goes up them leagues again and gets there, because that means he's done something really well for Carlisle.
If you are just joining us, a whole host of changes. Archie Davies, Georgie Kelly, Sam Murray, Josh Grant and Bevis McGarvey come in for United. So many players just giving way in this team. It's quite something. Aaron Hayden out, Callum Whelan out, Cameron Harper out, David Ajiboye out. They're just a lot of changes, aren't there? It's a lot for the team to sort of, I don't know, find their feet again in this game.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about that though, because you've got your magic still up front, haven't you? You've got a familiarity. Ellis is, wherever he plays, he's still in there. I like who's came in. I know what it's like to be left out that first day of the season, and it can go one or two ways. You can throw your toys out the pram, or you can think, you know what, I'm fit, I'm ready, I know that my chance will come. And now they're going to take that hurt off Saturday and Saturday before and say, right, I'm not getting out of this team now.
I'm translating it into my performance.
Yeah,
it's going to be
midfield.
It's going to be the visitors who kick off for us. It looks like it is that 4-3-3 for United, with the front three of Armstrong, Kelly and Linney, a midfield three of McAdam, Grant and Ellis, a back four on the right, Davies, in the centre McGarvey and Thomas, and then on the left Murray. So much change for Carlisle. Breeze keeping his place in goal. The visitors, I'm delighted to tell you, have Connor Wilkinson on their books. Thankfully, he's injured, which is why it's thankfully, because having watched Norris score 2 at the weekend, another who seems to have a good game against Carlisle, it's nice to see Wilkinson not involved. I hope he's fine. For anyone listening who thinks we've been harsh on him, he's an absolute pest to Carlisle United, always has a good game against them. Anyway, we're underway. I'll go through their team in just a moment. It's the visitors, Solihull, who've kicked us off here. The Moors, as they're called, as Carlisle try and break on top of their defensive line. Bit of work immediately for Solihull to do. Carlisle trying to get on top. Strong tackle on Armstrong. Ricochets back onto him and back onto the defender as well, and it's a throw to Carlisle to the right of the Solihull penalty area.
That's better. The left back thought he had more time than he did. We've got on top of him straight away. Forced it. We spoke on the social, didn't we? I don't really want to see Armstrong down that right. If it stays like that, I can't see him. I can see in a few games maybe a winger proper coming back in as your boy, but to have him round the squad still, that's what we need. But I just feel it's not going to be his best position, but hopefully can make use of it.
Couldn't just play as 3 strikers, can't they, as they're attacking? I mean, Lynn is our most productive player so far.
That'll be an interesting one, won't it, to see if he's got licence just to go and join in.
Good pass, McAdam in the midfield out to Murray at left back. Wanted to look down the touchline, no one necessarily on, so goes back into Terrell Thomas, takes one touch on the left of the penalty area and then lifts downfield. Kelly interested in it. The midfielder in there gets a touch
that's
on
Armstrong
it.
Off that right.
Coming in off the right, coming in, not going to just stand there out on the right wing, is he? Murray trying to play it forwards back to Armstrong, didn't get it right, and Solihull get on the ball, but Murray in the end manages to get back onto it, and I think we'll tidy this back to Gabe Breeze. Opening couple of minutes of the game, 90 seconds gone. Breeze on the ball for United, gives it to McGarvey. Looks like his left hand's strapped up as he plays it out to Davis at right back. Gets it back then into the midfield with Grant. Nice to see him in there. Around the corner immediately to Davis. Looks down the line. Clips the ball. Looking for Armstrong's willing running down that inside right channel. They managed to tidy it up at the back and clear away into the Carlisle half, and it's pretty aimless. They've got Laurie Walker in goal. A back three of Tyler French, Alex Whitmore and Brad Nicholson. Oscar Rutherford right wing back. Cameron Green left. Osborne, Clark and Werman in the middle. Werman's the number 11 who likes to play off the 2 strikers who are Dan Creaney and Callum McFarlane, formerly last season of Wealdstone and Tamworth, as Carlisle play it up towards Kelly, edge of their defensive line, somehow manages to get something on it. United onto the ball, edge of the area, shot slashed through on goal. They're appearing for a handball. Linney adamant it was a handball. Referee turns it down, just shows no interest. Carlisle have it on the right wing with Davies coming forwards, tries to take his man on, might have bitten off more than he can chew. Strong tackle from the defender, and he gets the throw in by the corner flag on that far side. Really good acceleration from Davies there.
Yeah, really good. I think early on you've seen already they just Solihull, I was saying, they just don't look as comfortable already, as Bournemouth did on Saturday. Just watching there, they're looking around, having a little bit of word with each other. A couple of them have been caught on the ball. They haven't got the swagger of Bournemouth, which is good.
Early days, isn't it?
Yeah,
it is.
But that's what we don't want them to settle, because they're good players and they will get that swagger if they're allowed to.
This feels more like the energy of Woking, though, doesn't it? That's
yeah, exactly
than what we saw on Saturday in that first half. On the front foot, like you'd want Carlisle to be at home here to Solihull Moors. Thrown to them in the left back position. Green to take it. Down the left hand side, Cameron Green, former Boston man. Carlisle hacked clear through Thomas under a little bit of defensive pressure, unsure of what was around him. Nothing wrong with that, getting it away, and Kelly makes more of a fight of it than it really deserved and gets Carlisle on the ball further up, but it drifts out of play for a goal kick in the end. Played off the United man on the far side.
What's different here now is that Solihull know they're getting snapped at. So on Saturday, Bournemouth could midfielders could scan, take that touch, lay it off, get it back. At the minute, I know it's early days, as you just said, 4 minutes in, we've been scampering around them, haven't they? So they're just kind of getting put off to take that ball in midfield, so they've went a little bit longer and it's just coming straight back.
Good news to fans of the Carlisle Social. Our friend Johnny is back home after his latest round of treatment and he's listening to us this evening. Parts of his family are here, dad and boys etc. along the road, just looking on at Carlisle United right now as Carlisle have a bit of defensive work to do. I hope you're feeling well, mate. Cleared up towards halfway and for a throw into Carlisle, middle of their half on that right hand side. Davis to take. Mugabe just backs off and that pulls her forward away and leaves a bit of space to Grant. So a nice bit of understanding. Davis with a nice turn, plays a very risky ball in midfield there, but McAdam has made something of it. That's brilliant from McAdam, all over there midfield, out to the right hand side now, and it's a big chance actually this for Armstrong. Angle tight on the right hand side, drills it into the middle, ricochets onto it in the midfield there. Couldn't tell, was it Linney or was it Ellis maybe getting onto it? Does come to Linney on the left hand side, one-on-one against his man, works it onto his left foot, good near post cross. Oh, brilliant stuff from Armstrong, and the goalkeeper saved fantastically well. How did Armstrong get across there and get that nibble? And the keeper, it was like a hot potato juggling between ankles and hands to try and get it away, and it goes behind for the corner.
Well, just what we spoke about before, we don't want to see Armstrong just stuck out on that right, kind of on a graveyard shift. Twice now he's come off that line and got across. A brilliant play, good play from Carlisle, that.
Yeah, really good play, really good save actually. The goalkeeper did well to be in the right position there. Preparing to take this corner, no Embleton, so United taking it from this near side, and it goes towards a goalkeeper and Mugabe goes into him, and the referee says you can play on. It's probably a foul. It was Archie Davis, I was just checking there, taking the corner. Coming over in the absence of Embleton. Whelan I think has taken them as well, he's out this squad. Kendall 1, Northallerton 0 in the FA Cup preliminary round replay. Good luck to Kendall tonight. Flick on there just takes it away from one of the Carlisle defenders, and it's picked up Solihull, edge of the area with Werman, tries to send a ball to the back post. They gather the second ball on the edge of the area. Osborne on it here, out to the right hand side it goes with Rutherford trying to link up with his fellow midfielder there. That's a nice turn, bit too easy. McAdam made it there, and a good running from Osborne, tries to dink it back post, big moment, headed, and it's a good save actually, Breeze, and the flag's up, and it's one way or another, it's a free kick or a goal kick. But
yeah, Breeze is having a go, but what I would love to see is take it back a minute where Thomas has lost the first header. Again, Thomas is going on about Linney and Murray should be tighter, but he's lost the initial header again.
Northallerton have equalised quickly against Kendall. Hartlepool 1-0 up at Altrincham elsewhere in the National League. That's moving them up to second.
Should score, the lad. I know he's offside, but should score.
Yeah, it was a massive chance. That was a lovely dink ball into him, wasn't it? Really good flight of ball in from Osborne, breaking out in the midfield. He's the only change coming into their team for Tipton, who drops out. Worman, the number 11, who plays in that number 10 role, trying to play the ball down the left, but it just drifts through to Braze. Gives it quickly across the penalty area here to Thomas. Passed it behind and rather under-hit it towards Murray, who just lifts one forwards. And then you can see being held there. Kelly going battling for the ball, is taking a bit of a knock to the head. I think he's going to try and play on. Murray skipped out of the tackle there, which is a little disappointing to see. Now Thomas needs to come over and take care of this situation. Hooks it away downfield. It's pretty good work actually, that from Thomas. Could have just put that out of play, but got it upfield, although Solihull onto it and coming forwards again with Cameron Green down the left. They're trying to join in now and get at Carlisle United, see what Carlisle are made of.
The captain started well, hasn't he?
A nervy moment or two. Yeah, he has. Osborne. And he's given away on the edge of the area by Grant to Werman. They're in behind here, down the left, cross in towards goal, cut out. There's a man out trying to get onto it. Mugabe makes the tackle, and then in the end, just about, dear me, it was ragged stuff from Carlisle, but just about by Josh Grant cleared away for a throw into Solihull on that left hand side.
Yeah, nervy, and there will be, won't there? expecting crowd again. And Solihull done well there, passed it, moved it. Grant just got caught on the ball, and it just got to our byline.
Much as they did well, it was about Grant treading on the ball, really, wasn't it?
Yeah. But then they've used it, haven't they? They've got people around, they've put quality in. McAdams put themselves in some good positions.
Halifax have taken the lead in their match. Good throw in towards goal. Carlisle repel it initially, picked up by the thrower on that left hand side, crosses in, finds a Solihull man in there. They're running onto it, trying to get the angle for a shot. Carlisle just about get the bodies in there, and Davis can clear away down the right. Jinks inside his man, then inside another one. Great running this way. Davis, can he get it out to the left hand side? Didn't see the opportunity for Murray. Carlisle try and shovel it on down that right touchline, not quite managing it. Ellis really being held there. I'm surprised the referee's not spotted that. Carlisle go and win it back through Armstrong. Well done, Luke Armstrong. Always a willing runner. Crossfield ball, trying to find Georgie Kelly. It's going to go beyond him. Bit disappointing. It's a throw in this near side.
Yeah, Davies, you know what? He looks very, very sharp, quick. He just needs to calm down on the ball. He's done a couple of great things, and then earlier in the game, he spun one inside to Grant, which got cut out. There, he's done fantastic. Then he just needs to calm down, come back out to Thomas and make it. But you know, he looks very, very sharp at the minute. Had a good pre-season by all accounts. Looking at him there, the running, kept fit.
Halifax with that lead at Boston, by the way. It would be their first points of the season if they could get any tonight. Halifax, not been a good start from their opening 2 games. Taking the time back, coming across to take this throw in. I suspect that's because it's the guy from the left who came all the way over to take the throw in on the far side. It's the number 6 Brad Nicholson, who's a left-footed centre half. There's just a little hiccup there, what? Brilliant, that'll be on the bloopers. That's on this week's pod. Here comes the throw from the left hand side. Nicholson with it, and headed away by Carlisle with Kelly, and a good follow-up clearance as well in towards Linney.
Brilliant.
Clever ball across the edge of the United penalty area to pick out the run of Davis. Can he escape his man? Well stalked actually by James Clark, who can play in defence or midfield. Fouled in the end, Davis, as he looked to get away down the right there. That was really good work actually from Clark to stop Davis just breaking away there.
Yeah.
Carlisle take the free kick short, in from the right touchline, coming in towards the centre circle. Grant looks to send one out towards Linney on that left wing, heads it in field. That was a nice disguised head. Ellis wins it well, gives it back to Linney on that left wing. Forwards it goes in search of Kelly, bustled off the ball there by their big central defender Whitmore, and they come away with it down the left hand side. Green with it, bringing up towards halfway. You'd think Davis might want to go and engage, but he sends Grant out there to go and do that, and drops back into a defensive position, and that forces Solihull to go back in field. They just try and loft it on, and Thomas took it down and with a cushion pass to Magaba. You dealt with it.
Good. Oh, good.
Happy with that, yeah?
Yeah.
Not too risky?
You know what? 'Cause he made his decision early.
Yeah.
He made his decision early and done it. No problem with that.
Solihull trying to come forwards again. Carlisle managed to clear. Another throw in. Mark Hughes is just saying, I think, 2 large gaps, I think he's saying.
Yeah, there's so much space for them to play into, and he just feels they're not at the minute.
Really just going into the 12th minute.
It's made here for a midfielder. There's so much space to run a game, which we keep going on about. So it's either going to be the 4 for them, or you'd think probably Grant and McAdam in there, because Ellis is doing a lot of ratting. He's doing the hard work.
Throwing down the left here for Solihull towards the edge of the area. They nod inside. Carlisle clear through that man Ellis. He's often playing as the more anchoring midfielder, wasn't he, in the pre-season games, Chris? But he's actually one of the further forward 2 at the moment. It's Grant who's more anchoring. And if you ask Grant, as I did in the start of the season, Thomas has just been shouldered off the ball there. Needed to sit off that one. It wasn't on to win. Thankfully, not caught him out of position. They're going to try and run it. United here with Rutherford off the right wing. Tries the reverse ball. Carlisle managed to get a toe in and clear. In search of Kelly. Just outside of the left foot, sends it away from one man, drops to the deck. Referee gives him a very soft free kick there. I think he just lost his balance in truth, then went looking for it. Little decisions like that, Chris. But yeah, Grant, it says he's more of a box-to-box midfielder than just to sit in front of the back line. It's an interesting one that he's in that role and Ellis is playing further forwards. Out to the right hand side, Carlisle go with Davies, plays it down the line, way too heavy for Armstrong, and you can hear the groan around Brunton Park at that one. 13th minute, 1 chance had so far, and it was that Armstrong one at the near post in the 5th minute. Drew it. Good save, good positioning from the goalkeeper. One of those that could have easily gone under him on another day. He did well to smother it, the goalkeeper behind for the corner. Just coming up to 8 o'clock on your Tuesday evening, live on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport, on FM, Freeview Channel 713, and of course this season on BBC Sounds. Goal kick downfield for Solihull. And a stopper Walker sends it into the United half. 3 men converge on the ball in Carlisle blue, and we've managed to get it out to Linney. Can he outpace them down the left hand side? Hasn't quite got it to get past them all in one there. A little trip on him as he's trying to get away from his man. In the end, the tackle made. I think there was a foul in there. The referee just didn't quite want to give it so softly. Strong tackling around Murray there from their big number 9, Dan Creaney. Decent presence in the forward line, 6'2", 31, good experience. Came in from Tamworth in the summer. Grant gets on the ball, didn't take a very good touch actually, and almost allowed him to be tackled by McFarlane, the other striker. Former Fulham youth player, probably about the sort of age to have been in Ablade's age group at Fulham. As Grant, nice little drop of the shoulder there to go around his man, that was better. After a sloppy touch a moment ago. To Davis on the right wing for United, coming forward from fullback. Lays it off to Grant in that midfield. On to McAdam. Cross it comes now, and Thomas can join in the attack. Murray's outside him on this left hand side. Linney trying to give a ball out to the wing, or was it Ellis actually out to the wing?
No, you got time.
Murray gets it back, can look forwards. Oh, can you see that run of McAdam going through into the penalty area? Linney goes looking for him. Really sloppy layoff there from McAdam. Far too lackadaisical, but Carlisle managed to win it back through Murray. Urging to shoot Grant with the Carlisle fans. Davis gets on it, crosses from deep, charge down, and drops in towards the advertising hoardings on the far side. They currently have a Jacksonville visit advert on them.
Yeah, the crowd are a little bit impatient there. A few groans as they're going on. I'd like to see more Davies there. He was 1v1, try and get at his man, but I don't mind the early cross if you beat that first man. But he's hit him twice now, and Kelly's waiting for that ball.
Grant plays looking towards Ellis on the edge of the area. United trying to get the cross in towards goal. Volleyed away in the penalty area by Solihull. Drops towards their fullback Green on the far side.
Taking some good positions, Ellis. Nice little reverse ball into Armstrong there.
Carlisle taking the throw in quickly. Passed across the midfield now to Murray. 1-on-1. Had to be careful there.
That's good, Grant.
Oh, Grant's tripped on the ball, and Thomas had to step in and get onto it.
To say, Grant's enjoying having the ball. He looks comfortable.
That's a lovely touch. Well, it's not actually. Chance to smash in there, and Murray pulled out, and now Rutherford's coming forwards. It was Ellis's loose pass actually. Thought it was a good pass for a moment, but didn't carry to Murray, and he turned down the chance to smash into the tackle. From the right hand side, Osborne trying to make something happen here for Solihull once more. Double ricochet, gets it through to one of their players in the area, and it's Ellis who's got back there, who initially gave it away, who managed to get the clearance in. United nick it back through Linney as Rutherford tried to gather, and then the clearance downfield through Linney is a little bit too long for Kelly, and Solihull try and come forwards again. Chest control, Davis looks to stab it forward in search of Georgie Kelly. Tied it up though in between the back three. Kelly never going to get past all of them. Centre of their defence, Kendall have taken the lead again against Northallerton in the FA Cup.
What a ball that is.
It's a lovely ball out of defence out to the left wing. Solihull with a bit of space now to come at Carlisle United. Shot coming in, I think, across the face of goal. Breeze pushes it away, didn't look entirely confident. Cleared further away by Murray for Carlisle. Linney with the first time ball, then stabbed into Kelly nearly. Not bad that from Ellis, trying to do the right thing, but not carrying again. Brought forward by Clark out the midfield for the visitors. Solihull, who are really growing into this game, showing some of their quality down the right hand side. Little trickle ball down the line, then the cross comes in, left footed into the United penalty area. McGarvey clears, drops to Osborne, takes on the Hollywood volley, and it goes into the Warwick Road end for a goal kick to Carlisle United. Not the worst technique, no, actually, Chris, that.
No, I thought he was right footed, but then he shifted his body to go on the left, but he's had a decent start. You've got to admit, we were very nervy at the back, and rightly so after the weekend, and they're passing it, they're moving it, but they're also a little bit nervy where you can get at them. So at the minute, I think that's what Mark Hughes is trying to get onto them. Come on, let's take control of this game.
Carlisle are at Wealdstone. Don't forget, 5:30 kick-off on Saturday. We'll just basically follow the Barrow commentary and carry on into the night on BBC Radio Cumbria Sport. Wealdstone, though, taking the lead at Woking. Hardly anyone won at Woking until Carlisle did. Now it seems everyone is doing, as Kelly's brought down on the far touchline. Throw to United. About midway inside their half. Trying to just go around his man. Whitmore had gone a long way with him there, but in the end felled him. Carlisle with a chance to put this into the box. Morgan Feeney out warming up, draws that applause from Brunton Park. Great to see him back. No hard feelings after his spat with Simo, it would appear. And it is brilliant to see him back. It'd be better to see him on the pitch, mind. As Carlisle have got this free kick on the right hand side, and it looks like Davies will take it again. Sort of a deep crossing position here, trying to line United up on the edge of the area at Solihull. Carlisle We'll just have to toe the line and then try and escape onto this. Kelly's just stood off as they prepare to send this corner in. Deep, back post, United attack, well defended by Whitmore. Big number 5 in there for Solihull. And a random offside. That is wildly late offside. Why on earth has that gone up now?
I think, they were comfortable in possession, but...
I mean, it was a ball from Solihull back out to their left back. I can't work that out at all. It was almost like looking for a VAR. Let it run until VAR. Very strange. Late flag from the liner on the far side. Anyway, free kick in the penalty area to Solihull. 19th minute. Club Bruges have taken the lead at Rangers in the Champions League, looking to make it into the group stage. Belgian side Club Bruges. Not going well for Mike Williamson's side in that tie at the moment. Well, his assistant, isn't he, to Russell Martin, but part of the regime there. Nice play down the left, and it should go out for a Carlisle throw as Solihull tried to come forward, trying to link up neatly.
11's sharp. 11's a sharp player.
Yeah, Worman that is. Came through at Cambridge. Gates said he was part of that stock sign this summer. Largely non-league career since coming through at Cambridge. Still goalless here. They've had more chances than Carlisle. Carlisle just shading the possession. But you can see a bit of the quality, can't you?
Yeah.
You can see the core of what Andy Wing was doing here that earned him the move to Barrow.
Yeah.
They've got some quality.
What I've liked, what I've seen from every team at the minute is, yes, they might have bigger hitters who have played a bit higher, but every team I've played against, they've got a massive work ethic, all of them. And the lads are sharp and hungry. And
Armstrong was really buffeted in the back there as he tried to get on the ball. He's working hard to try and win it back for Carlisle, having a bit of a dig at his man. Comes out to their right wing back, sends across towards the back post. Nodded down in there. United need to be on the spot here, and just about did enough to trouble their men. Murray lifts it downfield. Trying to get onto it here is Georgie Kelly. Little chest touch on it, trying to get away. You can see Linney's been dragged down there. Kelly then chopped as well. The ref will give that free kick. Thank you very much.
They just haven't got that other striker, have the Solihull. When they're going into the box, it's kind of a floaty ball to the centre forward or not really anything else. They kind of get to the final third and then they're just looking for that lad. So it's more going to be a mistake on our part, I feel.
Murray's shown a worrying tendency already to go in field. Check inside and go in field. I want to see him going down the left-hand side to Linney.
He might just be playing his way in though.
Look at this, Davis, like jinking to try and find a forward option. Quicker. In the end, he goes in field, but it was a last resort rather than a first thought. Ball out towards the left here. Murray should get onto it. Clever little disguise bluff from Linney to open up the space for him. Ellis.
See, this is when a couple of midfielders now are just going side to side. That's when Ellis gets the ball. He's got to have a bit of imagination. He's got to fire it into an Armstrong's feet.
Linney pops it around the corner here and tries to go after it himself after Murray had played it to him. Drifts away as it's cleared downfield into Terrell Thomas. Takes his time on the ball, then gives it down the line. Murray's got space, can run forwards. McAdam wants it inside, gets it. Armstrong, little reverse ball in. Great little chest touch on it from the defender there, who did well to block that one. Trying to do the very similar reverse ball to what led to Boreham Wood opening the scoring at the weekend, wasn't he there? McAdam saw the option to slide in Armstrong. Great run from him. Defender did well to cut it out. And it could be that Club Bruges are about to get a second at Ibrox against Rangers.
Probably try to play out from the back.
Wouldn't surprise you, would it?
No. Well, that's what the talk was on TalkSport this morning. Sorry, other radios.
You mean Firefly? I can't, to be honest, I can't imagine Mike Zallo was talking about what Rangers might be doing against Club Bruges, so don't imagine you could have pretended it was there. Clearance downfield, might have been. Kelly trying to get onto it, brilliant to get back up there after a stumble that might have been a foul, but the ricochet break gets Solihull on the ball, trying to come forwards here against Carlisle. Played down the right, it's a hopeless pass out of midfield there, and it will just drift out of play for a throw to Carlisle in the left back position. Well, it's plateaued a little, 22nd minute. Carlisle started very sharply. Solihull then showed a little bit of what they were capable of with the way they've got forwards. At the moment, it's a very even contest. Just hearing a score there that I slightly missed. Kendal are now 3-1 up, latest score coming in from their FA Cup tie against Northallerton. As Davis has checked inside his man and is trying to run through that midfield again. Fantastic running, slides it out right hand side now. Has support down that right.
That's where we need to keep going. It's slowing down the attack, isn't it?
Infield it comes via McAdam to Grant. Not necessarily got an option, so he turns and goes backwards. Tamworth have taken the lead against Truro. And then it goes out to that right hand side to Davies again, who at times he looked last year winds up being United's main attacking force. Gibson goes on that far side with McAdam, gets it back. Can he take his man on? Just pops one into the area looking for Armstrong, trying to make a nuisance of himself. Solihull trying to clear on that left hand side, bit of pressure on the defender there. Off it comes the Carlisle man and out for a throw into the visitors in the left back position. 0-0, BBC Radio Cumbria Sport. Great to have your company with us on this Tuesday evening. Relatively
freezing,
chilly. By all accounts, Mike Zeller has just texted me to say that they actually had a Rangers chat this morning with producer Steve at 7:15. You could check it out. So there you go. You might have been listening to the Mike Zeller breakfast. Yeah, there you go. Well done. I don't think anyone's noticed that basically now. Thrown out from. I love how joined up we are. Nice, Mike, who's probably listening and here watching this evening. Listening to us on BBC Sounds as you can do in the ground now. You can even just have those fancy Bluetooth headphones on with your phone in your pocket. BBC Radio Cumbria commentary of Carlisle on as the team are doing it all in front of you here at Brunton Park, or in your back garden, or wherever you want to take us. Clearance down the right from Mugabe for United, up towards halfway. Armstrong couldn't get there before the Solihull man. Little flick round the corner, trying to get them going forwards. That's neat play actually. They've got a man over on this right hand side. Carlisle under a bit of problems here. Comes to Rutherford on the right. He's the man over, shoots at the near post, trying to catch out Breeze, who got down well for a big man. Pushed it behind for a corner to Solihull.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he meant that or just tried to whip it across, but it could have caught Breeze out, so he's done well to get down, get a strong hand. Good play from Solihull though, pass move, and then again fit lads on the wing back positions trying to get round.
Corner to Solihull then. In swinger, left footed from this near side, the right, at the Warwick Road end, in towards goal. Carlisle have got something onto it, comes to the back post. Solihull lining up the shot in towards goal, always going over. Breeze didn't look like he was coming for the corner, but he was certainly in a good position to block that had it been on target, which it was not. Tamworth have got another already against Truro. Tamworth 2, Truro 0. Tough time of it so far for the Cornish side. Bottom of the table, no points, and 2-0 down again in their third game of the season. Coming to Carlisle at the start of September on the 6th. When we chatted to them when the fixtures were announced, they were full of hope, and I wonder if they'll feel that way when they do come here in September. Clearance away from Solihull as Carlisle send it forwards. Terrell Thomas running across Bevis Mugabe, getting in his way and clearing it out for a throw-in. Well, I don't want to be too critical of Thomas there. The pair of them didn't communicate, did they? Mugabe didn't shout for it. Mark Hughes again up to the edge of his technical area to shout instructions on. But you can perhaps forgive them that, can't you, Chris? Because Mugabe perhaps, there's the understanding won't be there yet.
Yeah, he's got to go for it.
Rutherford trying to jink inside Linney here. Linney did well to hold him up, forced him to pass inside onto Osborne. Restored to the team tonight and wearing the armband for the visitors from the West Midlands.
Good position, Grant.
Grant just sweeps up the ball on the edge of the area. Thomas passes square and finds Murray, the left back here. Bit of space in front of him. Looking down the line, wants to check in field, gives it on to Josh Grant, sends it back to Murray. Bit of frustration around Brunton Park, feeling United aren't being progressive enough. Thomas takes his time and then goes back to Murray. Grant was on, but gives it down the line to McAdam now. That's opened up a bit of space and territory for United to go into. McAdam,
I tell you what, it's typical, isn't it? The way we're having possession tonight and the way it's moving out, if you had an Embleton or Wern, who's the third man, you get it in and then they can dance past someone. At the minute, our three midfielders are much of a muchness, aren't they? But we need them three in there to win the battle as well. So it's give and take, isn't it?
He didn't have the craft for that ball. He was trying to scoop over the fullback.
But then on the other side, if you get one of them in, then suddenly Solihull overpowering us. And that's the conundrum the management team have got.
Flick on in midfield from Ellis, gets it to Armstrong. Linney couldn't quite get the next touch. Davis battling for his header. Mugabe just hammers it away downfield. Linney can jump for it, keeps it in play down the left hand side. Look at Armstrong's running. Even two players it took to block him out of the way there. He's such a willing runner, isn't he? Thomas did well to nick in there. Mugabe was then able to send it away downfield. Couldn't quite Linney head it through to Armstrong on the edge of the area, so Solihull are able to get a foot on it and clear. Flick round the corner, causes Carlisle a problem. Got two players battling here. McAdam comes out on top against the big centre forward Creaney. Carlisle have it with Davis at right back. Passes square to Thomas. Murray's further over. Just again slightly under hit pass towards him, so Murray has to wait for it and can pass in field to Ellis. Turns, should give it to Grant. Don't know why he didn't. Went to Mugabe in the centre of defence. Mugabe's got Davis out in lots of space on the right, plays it to him again, just not enough zip on the pass. They're having to wait for it to get to them. Davis crosses early in towards goal, falls on the edge of the area to a black shirted Solihull player, and they clear. Well, they tried to. United blocked it initially. McFarlane getting onto it, Carlisle tackling hard, and it's a throw into the visitors, middle of their half on that left-hand side. 28th minute. Better than the first half at the weekend, Chris, but still not great at the moment. Just missing a bit of something.
Yeah, just missing a bit of creativity at the minute.
Harrogate 1, Barrow 0. Latest score from League 2. Adam was telling me on the Total Sport weekend review last night that they've got a good recent record there, actually. Nothing to fear because they've won the last 2 at Harrogate. Well, a bit of work to do this evening. On BBC Radio Cumbria Sport from 6, that show every Monday night, looking back on the weekend. As Murray gets on the ball here on the left-hand side for Carlisle. Passes inside, now Ellis can try and bring it forwards from halfway. Pop round the corner, clever into Armstrong. Can he hold off his man? Jink one way and the other. Tried to jink back inside. The defender's got on him. In the end, he drags him down. Good running that from Armstrong coming in from the right there, and he knows he's just needed to show a better touch, and he might have opened up the space for the shot.
Yeah, good ball, Ellis. The first defence splitter. That's happened tonight. Really good ball from him.
Just with how things have been, 4 shots, 2 on target. Carlisle's 1 shot, 1 on target so far from Solihull. Just a little concern how easily they're getting through.
Crowd have been excellent for Solihull, haven't they? Heard them all again. You not heard them?
No.
That's them, singing all the time.
I thought you were being glib.
No, it's only. Have you thought it was being the Carlisle supporters all again?
I didn't really hear it, to be honest. It's only when I stopped talking that I hear it. In the midfield, Carlisle trying to get onto it, but Solihull just passing through them. Out to Rutherford on this right-hand side. Good tracking from Linney there, just to make it awkward. Murray took a risk trying to play it through his man and try and get it back to Linney. Didn't pull it off, but it didn't go as badly as it might have done. Worman on the ball now, there, number 11, crosses towards the back post, headed away Mugabe. Armstrong needs to get onto this and hold it off his man, does, now can play it down the right hand side, slightly too heavy though. McAdam won't get there and they tidy it back to their goalkeeper Walker. He takes 1 touch and then cracks away downfield. Mugabe felt he was being fouled by McFarlane. United pick it up at right back and then go across the defensive line. Murray, little disguised pass infield to Ellis, caught on the ball, and I don't know where he was looking with that pass, and he's just giving it away, and they've slid through, and it looked like he was offside, and he is offside, thankfully. Put it into the back of the net very well, did the number 9. Lummy knew he was off, I wasn't quite so sure. It was slightly rash that from Ellis, wasn't it? As the man tackled him, he tried to force the ball across to his teammate and missed both of them. Went straight through to their midfielder, I think it was Clark. And his first time ball thankfully found Creaney offside, because it was a heck of a finish, Chris.
Yeah, well, you expect him to score though, don't you? But he's probably just getting his confidence at there, putting that in.
He really wrapped it into the side netting, didn't he? Mugabe has a touch on it, gives it to Davis on the right wing, clip forwards. Sure he was looking for there, didn't find anyone. McAdam ran onto it as well, so leaves a bit of a gap in the midfield as Solihull try and come forward. United think they've won it back, the referee happy for play to go on. In the end though, Solihull managed to clear. Carlisle get a toe on it. Davis sidesteps his man, turns out of trouble, and with limited options on, goes back to Mugabe. Little check turn back through the legs, just opens up the pitch in front of him, then gives it back out to Davis, who space has opened up in front of, down the right hand side. McFarlane giving goad around him, that was clever. Nice work there from Armstrong, linking up with Davis. Now Davis just leaves Armstrong to send the cross in towards goal, and it's come off the defender and over the bar. Was it Ellis actually linking up down the right there? Because I've just noticed Armstrong's in the penalty area. I think it was Ellis linking up with Davis. That was nice play, a nice cross in from him. It's not, it's Linney who's gone out to the right.
Linney whipped that ball in there.
Yeah, Linney's gone to the right. Ellis is over on the edge of the penalty area. Well, I think I got what happened with the ball right there, but not one of the players.
I'll let you off. Ellis and Linney are quite alike in the 18 and the 10.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that Armstrong looks too much like either. You kind of make assumptions in commentary over, just roughly what they look like and where they are on the pitch. Here comes the corner for Carlisle. Davis definitely takes that in towards the back post. Everyone's gone under the ball. Can Carlisle keep it in play? Yes. Well done, Terrell Thomas, not letting go of what might have been a lost cause, trying to take his man on left and right. Just got to be careful he doesn't lose it here, and he wasn't.
Diagonal.
He did well. Diagonal could be on here for Murray to look over to the left hand side. Mugabe is maybe a shout in that penalty area, trying to get it down, brings it down to Kelly, edge of the area, lays off. Davis tries the shot, went a bit too big, and he's actually cleared the back wall of the waterworks end.
Yeah, he's got to put enough power on it, but whip it round everyone. So I can see what he's went for, but just got it wrong.
Thought he was going to hit the Lacey as a legend sign at the back there. Not quite. Still beautiful to see that. And it looks like a fresh sign as well, doesn't it? And they've got it up there again. Cheers, guys. I'm sure his family appreciates seeing that every other week here in Brunton Park. As do we. Clearance the way downfield for Solihull. Carlisle going after it, but they won't get to that header forwards. Just gave Lenny nothing to chase. No other scores in the National League at the moment. Wealdstone going top. They're looking to win for the third time on the trot ahead of Carlisle's visit there on Saturday.
Just slowing it down now, Solihull. The lads have got to be into the ref. Yeah, it's Mark Hughes who's doing it, but the lads have got to be into him. They can't get it in.
Throw is in and out of play. Spun away down the line and goes out, so Carlisle have the throw. And you would want to see a bit more attitude from Carlisle on the pitch to that sort of thing, not just being led by the example of their manager. Murray told no further than halfway by the fourth official, and it's thrown in back to Thomas from him. Square to Mugabe, just goes into the centre circle, slightly to the right and then out to Davis on that right touchline. No necessary option, and Davis just winds up losing possession. Don't forget, after Saturday's game, it's a very quick turnaround. 5:30 Saturday night, and then it's Bank Holiday Monday game. They love a Bank Holiday Monday to the National League, so very sharpish after their game on Saturday night. They're playing again on Monday. I've just seen tickets advertised on the electronic scoreboards around here, so do get your eyes on those if you haven't already got your tickets sorted, if you want to come, of course. Another goal gone in the Champions League. Chris is trying to bring my attention to as one of their forwards crashes into Mugabe, and I tell you what, it might have hurt the forward. It's definitely a foul on Mugabe. He played it and the forward just crashed into him, and the pair, I think Mugabe fell on top of him because of that. It's definitely a free kick to Carlisle. Rangers 0, Club Bruges 3 inside 21 minutes, Chris Lumsden. They've already been groans, haven't there, about Russell Martin and the job that he's doing there, assisted by Mike Williamson. The saving grace after a sluggish start in the SPL was that they really competently went through their first round of qualifying in the Champions League, but they're getting buried at the moment at Ibrox. And that won't help the Daggers being out. Quick free kick taken short from Mugabe to Grant. Into that midfield, the former Bristol Rovers man. Down the right hand side here for Carlisle. With McAdam. Grant gets back onto it. Ponytail fluttering behind him as he tries to play an inventive ball through into the forwards, but a bit too much and a bit too astray, a bit too forced probably, and it drifts behind for a goal kick to Solihull. 36th minute. I think just watching this latest goal for Rangers while this goal kick's being taken, and the defender just stopped running and allowed the striker to go round him and over his shoulder and chip it over the goalkeeper. That was the first goal, was it? Dear me, not very good goals. But certainly that, not very good goal. 3-0 down at home to Club Bruges. You aren't a powerhouse in Europe. Down the right hand side, Carlisle try and get out of their half with Davis, just to the right of the centre circle. Up to that wing, McAdam in there looking to offer for him. Looks infield to Grant. Murray pulls off his man and is in space. United just passing through every player and just making a bit telegraphing what they're doing. Lifted forwards, headed away though by the centre half, trying to win it back at Armstrong, but it's bashed away by Green, the left back for Solihull, and drifts out to play for a throw to United on halfway.
If you can force a goal, it's a different game, isn't it? Because Solihull have just took a step back now, haven't they? Slowing things down a little bit. I seen the manager did say he didn't want it to be a long night at Carlisle. So that tells me, if they do concede, he thought that they might concede more.
On ball towards the back post here. Kelly shrugged off the ball in his shirt. You could see up over his shoulder. McAdam trying to get the angle for the shot. Tackled away from him. Murray gives it to the left hand side and Ellis. No, it is Lenny this time. I can't tell him apart now. And then Thomas gets it as United have to recycle possession away from the danger area. Clever pass into Ellis from Davis on that right hand side. Just a bit of a aimless backwards ball there from Ellis into Grant there, rather than trying to make something happen in front of him. Mugabe steps through the lines there. Nice drive out to the right hand side for United. Ellis popping up with Davis once more. Mugabe still in a bit of an advanced position, well out of position. Armstrong got it and then turned into the tackle, and then slams into the next one as well, trying to charge it down. Will it spin back in play to him to get onto? The defender's done really well, Cameron Green, to get onto that. Clears for a Carlisle throw. Well done Armstrong, but well done Green as well. Good defending, good attacking. Going backwards from the throw, little dink round the corner, trying to make something happen. Solihull pick it up though on that left hand side, look to play their way out beyond Carlisle United through a whole host of passes. That's a lovely ball out of midfield, finding Rutherford in space. McAdam's made a lot of ground up here. Good tackle. Can he get back out to the ball? Not quite, but well done Harvey McAdam. And listen to what the paddock make of his endeavour and determination to get there first.
Yeah, really good. Spotted the danger, got across. Good athleticism by him. Really good play from Solihull though initially to get him out, release him.
It was a lovely outside of the right foot pass, wasn't it, through the midfield? I thought they'd gone through all of their passes, but they found a real gap there. Taking an age about taking this throw, and then they've released it to another man to take. And it's that long throw taker again, Brad Nicholson, coming all the way over from the left of their back three to try and fire something into the area for them to capitalise on. 39th minute, whistles around us here in Brunton Park. Long throw into the penalty area. Carlisle win the first contact. Falls to Nicholson. Takes an absolute ridiculous. I mean, never got his knee over the ball, foot over it, eye over it, head over it, anything over it. Just went for total Hollywood script left foot volley.
But again, I like how his team just turned around and go, "What are you doing? That's not in your locker."
And it just went straight out, perpendicular with him, and straight out the far side. Never got any nearer to goal from when it left his foot to when it went out for the throw on the far side. Awful effort, and his teammates all let him know that. In the midfield, Ellis wins his header forwards. Armstrong can't win the follow-up. They're trying to come forward. McAdam snaps into the tackle, gets around Green and takes it off him again. Did he just attempt a step over there on that far side? Now he's tried to put it round his man and run onto it. That's not quite come off.
He's done it.
But Carlisle have managed to get there. McAdam managed to bustle his way through. Slides it in now, looking for the run of Kelly. Too heavy. Defender should be able to jockey it behind, and does. And a lot was good there from McAdam, and Mark Hughes applauds him, but all but the final ball.
Yeah, but at least he's shown that drive and determination to try and make something happen.
Coming out of his shell a little bit as well tonight, isn't he? Doing a bit more.
Yeah.
Not just a water carrier, as the old phrase went with Deschamps.
Yeah.
Makaleli, I think, was saddled with it as well, but I think he relaunched the position. Just heard somebody do a big yawn behind us. I mean, that kind of sums up part of this first half, doesn't it? 41st minute we're in. Header away, Mugabe, then further away Grant, kept alive Solihull, nodded on. Mugabe needs to deal with this, gives it to Thomas. He just hacks it away and somehow
good
finds
Linney.
Lucky. Did well to get across his man and play it around the corner in search of Kelly, but it was a all or nothing ball, and in the end Solihull picked it up. And they've got it in the midfield. Diagonal ball out to this right hand side again. Osborne's having a good game, isn't he, there, number 4. Gets it to the lively Rutherford, the right wing back, trying to get around his man, gets the crossing, gets a corner. Came in from Dagenham and Redbridge.
Yeah, but every time he's positive, isn't he? He's taking a touch round. If Linney's doing well, he's doubling up as well, but then that gives him another pass.
Osborne into his 7th season here after coming in from signing from Grimsby. 33 now, but he's
trouble.
Taking it short, and they've doubled up, got the cross in towards goal. Header drops from a Carlisle man. Linney in there trying to hack it away. He's just gone up in the penalty area. Carlisle need to win that next contact if they can. Volley towards goal, just wide. I think it might have hit the stanchion on its way past the pole behind the goal that supports the net.
Yeah, that can go anywhere, that corner, with that technique. Don't think he's left footed either, but gets the contact he wants, and as you see Breeze going for it, you think, oh, that's going to be close.
Yeah, James Clark was it, number 2, took it on his left foot, signed from Mansfield, but came through at Burnley, so we'll have a bit of technical pedigree. Cracked away to the right by Breeze, and he just makes it over halfway though. A bit too lofty. Again, one of those issues we talked about on on Monday's Carlisle Social. I was going to say this week's, but there'll be a second edition come out tomorrow lunchtime for you to savour, hopefully reflecting on a big win for Carlisle. At the moment, the game very much in the balance as Terrell Thomas looks to drift it out to Linney here on the left. Plays it. Oh, he's done so well there, Linney. Got into the position to get onto what was a good ball in the end from Thomas, and then as his man snapped in to make the tackle, just flicked it off his chest out for a Carlisle throw. And you make 60 yards of territory just because of a good ball and a great touch. Morden throw, Thomas.
Murray got a long throw, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he's lining up one. Everyone's gone up way off him. Here it comes from Sam Murray into that penalty area. It's not that long. Certainly not as long as their thrower. Linney picks it up though as it's headed away. Back down the line to him. Can he get the cross in? Lines it up, lifts it in towards goal. Kelly looking to peel off his man. Oh, Armstrong got a bit too close. If he'd have just gambled behind Kelly there, he might have got onto that, but came into the same space as Kelly. Mugabe drifts over to the ball on halfway, right hand side. He's going to have to pass forwards here because Thomas was cut off. Tries to lift it in search of Georgie Kelly.
Something come a hell of a long way out though.
Flicked it around the corner. Their header's not been brilliant in there. Lenny should get onto it. On the edge of their penalty area, left hand side. Keeps it off his man. Gives it back to Murray. Murray sends the cross in. Carlisle got a free head there to attack and they've not made enough of it. Jack Ellis getting onto it. He got the glance towards goal, but it was a free head. Probably should have done a bit better. Made the save. The goalkeeper worked him, but you want a bit more on it, don't you?
I don't know. It's a tough one, that. It's a long way out. Not a load of pace on the ball either. Works the keeper work. I thought the keeper probably could have gathered it, but he's pushed it out.
Yeah, maybe I made him a touch harsh, but it seemed a better chance to me than he made of it. But maybe you're right on the sort of the flighty nature of the cross. McAdam out to Murray on this left-hand side. Lenny making the run forward, but not being seen again.
Yeah, it's a tough header to get.
McAdam drifts it in search of Armstrong, who barged into this man there. Matters not as their manager appeals. Matt Taylor down below us. A scorer of many a great goal in his time in the Premier League.
Too strong.
Thomas shrugged off the ball there by their number 9. Linney trying to send it out in search of Kelly here, who nearly got it under his spell, couldn't quite. And it comes to Rutherford on the right wing as Solihull try and come forward. Good pass inside. Too much time though. Nobody came out and stopped him there, did they? And it allowed him to find that pass out to the left. And Green crosses into the Carlisle penalty area. Thomas needs to head away. Mugabe gets the next touch and Carlisle clear. I don't think Thomas has... Oh dear, Armstrong's turned into the tackle and given away possession right on the edge of the box there. Ball from him, open up space for Osborne, trying to find the angle for the shot. Gets around his man, he's going to shoot at goal here. Takes the deflection, Breeze won't get there, it's a corner. Weak midfield play there from a number for Carlisle. No way Osborne should have got through 2 tackles like that, and yet he did. Good play from him, but not good enough from Carlisle.
No, he's good, he was sharp, he was strong. No, I'm not sure again. It sound like I'm picking on him, but I don't understand why Thomas's head has gone across his own box as well. Solihull have went through the gears a little bit there.
I know you do. I do. I don't want us to be guilty of a pile-on because I feel like we keep commenting on these things, and I don't want to pick on him. But he's again, the header there is a good one. Got that one away on the edge of the area. It was a good corner. Better that from Thomas, but that one a minute ago was a rash header as Werman gets it through, gets it back, edge of the box trying to find the angle. We're in 1 minute time added on. Werman lifts it back post. Carlisle head away through Kelly. Picked up on the edge by them again. Side roll pass from them trying to slide in. Carlisle trying to clear, and they might do. Down the left hand side, Murray gets in search of Linney, but not quite good enough, and it will just drift out to play. And the offside flag goes up, and it's a free kick to Carlisle on the edge of their penalty area. Hartlepool have a second at Altrincham. Altrincham 0, Hartlepool 2. Tamworth 2, Truro 0 is now a half time. As we're approaching it being Carlisle 0, Solihull 0 here. And our other commentary game, it's Harrogate 1, Barrow 0 in stoppage time at Holker Street. We'll bring you up to speed on all the scores. Workington, Kendal, Penrith also in action in our non-league coverage tonight. At the break though, just 1 or 2 sort of frustrated groany brews around us here. Just not quite seen enough from Carlisle to get everyone relaxed again with what that first half brought. Solihull had more attacks, the same amount on target. Carlisle just about edging possession. Solihull will be very happy with that first half. Carlisle United probably feel that there's a bit more to find, a bit more to do.
Yeah, I think they'll definitely, teams are going to come here, they're going to frustrate, they're going to be up for it. As we said, they played some good stuff. We've got a bench that can change games. At the minute it's just a little bit frustrating. We've not managed to get our men in the game like the Linneys of this, but I said this would happen. When Linney scores goals like that, people are going to make big plans for him. I thought the midfield again, it's just been a little bit not as weak as it was Saturday. Been little flashes, etc., but also they've had flashes, so it's a good battle in there at the minute, and it's on a bit of a knife edge, isn't it?
Mugabe, Grant, Murray making debuts. What have you made of their first 45 in Carlisle Blue?
Yeah, tidy enough, but you just want a little bit more, don't you? You want, Mugabe's been fine. Murray you know, he's playing his way into it. I know people want him to go past people and take people on, but he's just, you know, a kid trying to make his way, so he's just playing it safe a little bit at the minute. And Grant started well and then just went a little bit quiet as the game's gone on.
Bit of work to do then for Carlisle United. Goalless here, and certainly Solihull have had more than enough of that half to feel that they deserve at least a point out of this game so far. Maybe a little bit more with some of the chances that wind up sneaking their way. United will have to show us that next gear, and it'll be interesting to see whether Mark Hughes can get a reaction like he did at the start of the second half on Saturday, that saw United score 3 very quickly, what should have seen off Boreham Wood, but in the end didn't. You know about all of that, of course. At the break though, here on BBC Radio Cumbria Sports, it is Carlisle 0, Solihull 0.
Well, it was better than the first half on Saturday, Chris, but not massively better.
The supporters just went past there and went, I can't decide if that's better or worse than Saturday, but yeah, a little bit better. But again, it feels like Solihull have done a bit of homework. They're up for it again, which we keep saying about. They've got good players, and they've grew into the game again, like Boreham Wood did. So it's up to us. This is what I've said. It's going to be a hard league, and if our players can grab it by the scruff of the neck and show what good players they are, you win games. But at the minute, you know, we're finding it tough.
I'm hoping this is just Carlisle United trying to find their feet a bit.
Yeah,
5 changes outfield tonight. You can maybe forgive them for being a bit disjointed at times, but it's just not quite clicking, is it?
No, and I think, you know, you look at other teams who have been in this division or played together quite a bit. You can see they've got systems of play, they've got phases of play, they know what they're doing. You know, if you've made 5 changes, this is what's going to happen. So they're training up together, but I think tonight is a night again probably for a bench that's going to make a change. I think Luamba pace might make a bit of a difference, and some cleverness in there as well.
Matt on X says another really poor half. Too many aimless balls forward that just aren't sticking, and too many players dwelling on the ball. Needs a Wern or an Embleton on, someone who can unlock a pass.
Yeah, exactly, but that means the other midfielder who comes off, the rest have got to really put a shift in and make sure they get to grips with the Solihull midfield, who have been really disciplined, but also being, you know, enthusiastic. They've been determined. They've got around. They've got some legs there, haven't they? And they've got aggression. So yeah, everything that we thought these teams are going to be in this league, and it's up to us to try and make something different and get that first goal.
Mike in Whitehaven says summary of that first half forgettable. Kevin Egremont says just like we've been playing for the last year. Garbage, says Kev. 81333 is the text number. Start your message with the word Cumbria at the beginning. So it's goalless here at Brunton Park. Carlisle United against Solihull Moors. Let's hear about our commentary game on DAB Plus and medium wave at Wetherby Road, where Barrow trail 1-0 at the break in League 2 at Harrogate Town. Adam Johnson and Alex Meakin watching this one.
Yeah, half time here at Wetherby Road, and it is Harrogate who lead by 1-0. The goal very much the recipe of Barrow's own doing. It was a mistake on the halfway line from Charlie Raglan, held onto the ball too long, was caught in possession. Eventually the ball was threaded through to Sean Mikulski, who broke the Barrow back line to bear down 1-on-1 with Will Stanway, tucking it underneath the legs of the advancing Barrow goalkeeper to give Harrogate the lead. It was a goal very much that you could see coming, because it was many times in the first half where Harrogate tried that same move, catching the Barrow defence flat-footed, hitting it over the top. Will Stanway on a couple of occasions coming to Barrow's aid by just getting there ahead of Mikulski on a number of occasions, but very much work for Barrow to do. They have had a little bit of joy going forward. One opportunity carved out, delivery from Ben Jackson out wide, falling to Jack Earing in the penalty area, putting his foot underneath the ball and putting it over the bar. And then they had another opportunity not long after, falling behind. Barkhazen on the left, putting the ball in the box. It was Ben Jackson that was the man to attack it, but a brilliant block by Warren Burrell in the penalty area for Harrogate, keeping the Barrow winger at bay. But ultimately, Alex, we could well have been talking about Barrow being further behind here, because Harrogate have been ruthless in their shape, and they have been causing Barrow problems today.
Yeah, they have, and exactly how I thought the game would go has.
But at the end of the day, it's only 1-0. So, you know, again, this first part of the second half is absolute momentous now for Barrow. They've got to come out with a little bit more belief than they finished the half with, because they had backs against the wall for definitely the last 10 minutes, and just try and be a little bit more dynamic in the final third, because they have caused 1 or 2 problems. You know, Jackson got in, and Barhausen got round the back at one occasion, and as I say, they just need to give more momentum up the top end of the pitch.
One thing that has been letting Barrow down, that they had a lot of joy in the game on Saturday, is their possession play. A lot of slap passes, especially in the final third and in the Harrogate half, which have led to Barrow getting in some good positions but not being able to create from it. Harrogate in the end, they have been ruthless in their shape and have caused Barrow problems. There's a lot for Andy Wing to ponder. You'd imagine during this half-time break, you'd imagine there'll be a lot of words in the dressing room. They need something to inspire in the second half, but at the break they trail here at Wetherby Road by 1-0.
Kevin says that chance was a miss. Barrow undone again. Let me clarify, given the number of chances Harrogate have just had. I was talking about the shot wide of the post. Barrow were off the pace tonight. Alan as well says it's hoped Andy Wing has got some inspirational words for the team at half time, because it doesn't look like the same team from Saturday. They can't seem to make a pass to another Barrow player in Harrogate half. As for the goal, absolutely shocking, says Alan. Elsewhere in League 2 this evening, it's currently Newport 0, Salford 1, 55 minutes played in that 7:30 kickoff. Goalless, Bristol Rovers against Oldham. Cheltenham 0, Bromley 1, Colchester 1, Cambridge 2, Crawley 1, MK Dons 0, Fleetwood 0, Crewe Alexandra 2, Gillingham 1, Chesterfield 0, Harrogate 1, Barrow 0, as we've heard, Swindon 0, Barnet 0, and goalless as well. After 40 minutes, Walsall against Grimsby. Let's head into NPL Premier. Workington looking for their first points of the season. They're at home to Warrington Rylands this evening. John Walsh is watching.
Yeah, half-time here at Borough Park. It's Workington 0, Warrington Rylands 0. Interesting first half, really. Good for Workington's point of view. I'm sure if Darren Edmondson's listening, he'll have enjoyed this first half. Well, the goals, but Workington have done well. They've had probably the better of things and should have been 2-0 up. The first one was could have been a spectacular own goal. It was a back pass from the centre circle by Adam Carrick. Goalkeeper Luke Pilling missed it, went back and just got there before it was about to cross the line and was able to clear. And then the best move of the match came from Workington. Good work down the left hand side. Keelan Leslie cross, header beyond the far post by Josh Galloway, back in, and Stephen Rigg just put it over the bar. And at the other end, there's not really anything to concern Alex Mitchell. There was one shot from just outside the area from Ben Hoff, which he had to go down and hold quite comfortably, but otherwise Workington have looked solid at the back, with the youngster from Carlisle impressing really, Hayden Atkinson. He's been outstanding. Half time in the cup tie, by the way, it's Bury 0, Stalybridge Celtic 1. The winners are here on August 30th. Half time, Workington 0, Warrington Rylands 0.
Well, on the FA Cup theme, let's hear about Kendal Town, who look as though they're in control and on their way to a home tie against Dunstan in their replay. They lead Northallerton at the break at Parkside Road. Gary Woodworth.
Yeah, 1-3 in the next round at half-time. They lead by 3-1. 2 goals in the first 3 minutes, actually, from a free kick converted by Dan Graham, and a host of players arriving in the box late. He got the final touch for 1-0. Straight from the kick-off, the visitors equalised through Alistair Banks, who wasn't properly picked up. A window effort was headed off the line before Kendal retook the lead on 12 minutes. Jamie Lucker, who just can't stop scoring recently, after barely intercepted the keeper's kick, barely tried to convert it himself. The ball fell to Lucker, who headed home for 2-1. Further chances, or half chances for Lucker. Now Calverwaite and Jack Milburn before the third goal came on 18. Joshua Winder whipping the cross, met at near post by the head of James Bailey for 3-1. Lucker was almost in the game but was given offside. In the final few seconds, Lucker got through, but the visiting keeper Preston Leach made a good close range save. So far so good. 3-1 to Kendal Town at half time.
By the way, the Stalybridge goal in that game at Bury, which will earn the winner of that tie, hopefully a home tie for Workington, was scored by Reuben Jerome, the former Red striker. In the National League at the break, it's Altrincham 0, Hartlepool 2, Boston 0, FC Halifax 1, Tamworth are 2-0 up against Truro, Woking 1-0 down at home against Wealdstone, Carlisle here at Brunton Park, goalless against Solihull Moors. We'll go through some more of the Carlisle reaction, which has been coming in at half time after a fairly average first half once again from our Hughes' side. Let's hear about our Northern League game this evening. Watching this one at Sam Smith's Park, Newcastle Benfield against Penrith. Soph Mason.
Yeah, Newcastle Benfield 0, Penrith 0. Now, are the Bonnie Blues over their early season goal shipping worries? Because that youthful Penrith defence has managed to keep it watertight, at least for the first 45 here at Sam Smith's Park. And that is despite some decent chances for the hosts. In the 17th minute from a goal kick, a flicked on header in the midfield left forward Thompson through on goal, but he skied it under pressure from Matty Coombs, who was right on his tail. And then in the 40th minute, the Benfield forwards combined. A ball was slipped through the middle of the Penrith centre-backs to Thompson once again. He lashed it wide from point-blank range and Penrith survived again. They've been spraying some ambitious balls forwards into Luke Hunter with that prolific goal tally, but so far no reward. Benfield 0, Penrith 0.
Some of the reaction coming in from Carlisle fans at the break. Chris, Gary on X says the game is calling out for a Werner or Nembleton, just somebody to break the line. Steve says players are seeing plenty of the ball but not doing enough to hurt the opposition. Davis has been the standout, and with Linney probably our only attacking outlet, the game looks made for Robson and Wern to come on at some point and affect it. Well, the midfield three tonight, you could argue a three defensive mids. Do you think that's a reaction to what we saw on Saturday?
It's a tough one with McCarran because and also Ellis, because Ellis has played a pass at Woking on the first day of the season, albeit from right back, but he's in a midfield position. He's done the only defence splitting ball tonight. McCarran, as he's went on, looks a bit more, he's got more attacking in him, athleticism to maybe, be a box-to-box midfielder. But I do get that, when you're taking an Embleton out of that three and you put it with the three lads in there, yeah, I get that. But for me, as your boy, I probably wouldn't have dropped him out the squad altogether. I would have probably left him on the bench and being able to change things around. I know he's got other pace and other forward options on the bench, but at the minute it just feels like we're just trying to suss out what our best team is, what our best system is, and believe it or not, sometimes that doesn't happen. As I say, you don't always know it the first few games. It kind of falls into place, but with these no, he's not, sorry, thought he was getting the top off there, but yeah, I can see why people are thinking we're a little bit laboured. I can see why they think it's a defensive midfield.
And Johnny Rea from the Carlisle Social, painful, isn't it? Lacking in creativity, bit worried with falling into a cycle of not knowing a set side or system, and could end up flip-flopping from one poor performance to the next.
It's still early, isn't it? It's 45 minutes again. We've got to remember and be respectful of the opposition. They've come up here and they've got a game plan to nullify our threats, to try and snuff people out. And you've got to pick a team for a reason. A lot of people do want change quite a lot these times, quite early, and it could be right to have done that. But again, they've had the team talk. The team's been set out. Little tweaks here and there at half time might just give you something, a different cutting edge. It did Saturday, and unfortunately we didn't go on and win that through mistakes, but there could have just been a little few tweaks here at half time of saying you need to be a bit more advanced, you need to force the ball quicker, fullbacks have got to go round their men more.
Okay, back underway at Wetherby Road shortly. Barrow trailing 1-0 at the break against Harrogate Town. Second half coverage from Adam Johnson and Alex Meakin on FM, on Freeview and on BBC Sounds. Back underway here at Brunton Park. Carlisle 0, Solihull Moors 0 to take you through to full time. James Phillips and Chris Lumsden.
Carlisle and Barrow, exclusively live.
BBC Radio Cumbria Sport.
And to underline how it is all about opinion, someone's just stopped me outside to say, apart from score goals, what the flipping heck does Regan Linney actually do? Can you believe that? That somebody has that opinion. Header back towards goal from Solihull. Carlisle have kicked us off and tried to get straight at Solihull, but it's just gone through to their goalkeeper. Who's seen that from his performances so far in Carlisle shirt? Fired downfield by the Solihull goalkeeper. Grant under it for Carlisle. No changes for either side at the interval.
Second.
And Osborne, getting onto that second ball. Carlisle nicked it off his toe there. That was a nice play. Just into Grant there. Wasn't a good ball into him from Ellis there, and it's put Carlisle under a bit of pressure, but Ellis goes hunting after it and wins it back for United. Then tangles with Osborne as he tries to peel away and joined back into the midfield. Murray wanted to look forwards there, and I don't mind that. He went backwards when he realised he had no other choice. Much better than just going backwards as a default. Up to Davis. Carlisle come down this right. Great ball into Armstrong. Can he carry? Can he use a teammate? Gets it to McAdam. Back post. Shapes in towards goal. That's really good agility from the centre half, Whitmore, to get that away. It was tricky, that one. He managed to get out a leg and sort of keep it out there, Chris. Good core strength to get his toe on the ball.
Yeah, McAdam's picking up some good positions, isn't he?
Linney now running at his man down this left hand side, trying to jink in field. Tackled though, well read. Murray wins it back though for Carlisle, coming forward from left back, gives it back to Linney, crosses in towards goal. Header will drop in the penalty area. McAdam trying to flick it on, didn't get any sort of contact. Total miss kick though from the Solihull man as well. Davis checks back inside, gives it to McAdam, has Grant to his left, out to his right. Davis, he checks inside and pulls away from his man.
Good work, Solihull, isn't it?
Yeah, they're stepping out and making it hard for Carlisle. McAdam looking for a give and go here, slid in, maybe looking for the run of Ellis, who caught the toe of his man as he tried to tackle, and it's a free kick on the edge of the area to Solihull. The referee rather couldn't wait to give that one. Wealdstone and Hartlepool, the top two in the division at the moment, both winning tonight. Wealdstone perfect so far, leading 1-0 in their match at Woking.
Great story for their manager. Been a LinkedIn friend for a long time, and he's just went through coaching at Spurs and youth teams and stuff, and then I just seen his social media profile the other day, and I went, God, he's manager of Wealdstone and doing well.
Oh, you want to come down and see him then on Saturday night, I've no doubt.
Absolutely no chance.
I don't know whether I want to tell you until full time in this game who we've got in commentary. You can probably guess. Pull forwards for Solihull. McGarvey's header away was a little weak, and it just drops into a fairly dangerous area. He was backpedaling, so
yeah,
sometimes
but the talking needs to. What the fans are getting annoyed with is the talking. They can run right through the game there.
Their ball forward though is equally poor, and it just drifts out for a goal kick to United.
And that's you get away with at this level, don't we? We got away with it a little bit more at League Two as well, where mistakes don't always get punished.
Another international correspondent is here this evening. Paul, who regularly gets in touch, a Carlisle fan from California, is in attendance this evening. Came and said hello at half time. Nice to meet Paul. Ball forwards for United, just easily headed back though by Solihull. Carlisle through Grant managed to get it out to Murray, who finds Linney, gives it back to Murray under pressure.
The good thing about Linney is, all his passes are very crisp, aren't they? And he zips it in. He says, go on, you deal with that.
Well, just look at that one from Thomas, and again it just falls on Thomas, but we talked about this with him and Hayden as well. The passes just take too long to get there. Look, that one from Breeze, too slow, zip it. McGarvey touch better there, but pass it with purpose.
Good work.
That's a really good tackle.
Don't give a foul, ref.
Yeah, it's not a foul. Oh, it's a really poor touch.
No, I don't want Carlisle to get fouled, but if he gives a foul there, then every tackle's a foul. And
it was a great tackle, wasn't it?
Really
good work from the number 7 running back McFarlane.
See, Grant there is the centre midfielder. He's got space, but he's given it to Thomas to do his job.
Thomas bringing it forwards, and it's a poor pass. Got into a good position. He showed ambition and endeavour to get forwards there, Thomas, but then the ball he actually produced was poor. Grant's then overrun it and given it back to Solihull on halfway. They pass square to this left-hand side.
They've got no pace, they haven't got that out-and-out pace, Solihull, because if they did, they could have been away a few times tonight. They've got sharpness, but they've just not got that.
Green, the left-back's all right-footed. Kind of saw that from him in the first half. Pass forwards is poor out of defence from Nicholson for Solihull. Carlisle get it up to Kelly. It sort of ran through him rather than he cleverly turned his man.
MOM at the minute.
Who's that?
Their skipper.
Yeah, Osborne. Yeah, did well again. Here they come down the right hand side with Rutherford, who was lively in that first half. Goes for the shot, hits the bar. Outside of bar and post, must have taken a deflection off Murray because it's been given as a corner, but it hit the angle of bar and post there. That could have easily gone in. And just little moments like that, Chris, can be the lead in the game.
Yeah, you know what? He's direct, and that's what we need people to be like. Not the fastest, as we said, not got the tricks, but just puts his head down, pins his ears back, and gets the deflection off the bar.
And it's a corner to the visitors, Solihull.
Just kind of old school wing play, isn't it?
Left-footed in-swinger in towards the back post. Breeze punches away to the edge of the area. Sent back in there by Green there, left back. Carlisle can try and break away down this right-hand side.
He's seeing him, good vision.
It's great, nearly. Okay. Good effort from Linney there, trying to get that ball across the midfield. Carlisle slamming to the tackle there with McAdam. Now the central striker trying to get onto it for Solihull, but Carlisle head away through Grant, but they pick it up again in midfield. Osborne steps far too easily away from his man there, and then takes on the shot, thunders into Thomas in the penalty area. They keep it in play right to the United box, trying to find the angle to cross or produce something from that right hand side. jinking turn left and right there from Osborne's having a really lively game. Pass across the edge now to Werman on his left foot, gets the shot towards goal. Breeze falling to his right, pushes it away. I think Chris Lumsden to my right felt like he should just have caught that, Gabe Breeze.
I was worried about the follow-up. I thought it was falling to one of their men, but he gets enough on it. But Osborne, as we just alluded to, running the game at the minute.
Yeah, they need somebody to get a grip in that midfield. He's just pulling off them all. Penrith are now 1-1 in their match this evening at Newcastle Benfield. More on that one from Soph Mason at full time. Hopefully on a Kendall win from Gary Woodworth and maybe even a Workington point or more via John Walsh at full time in this match. Here we are with Carlisle trying to come forwards. Oh, really clever ball there from Ellis trying to pick out Kelly. United still coming forwards with Linney. Shot away. Oh, wrong foot of the goalkeeper with the deflection and went just beyond the back post for a corner to Carlisle.
Yeah, Ellis again, the one who's just trying to force the issue there. Instead of passing side to side, he's the one just trying to create a little bit. Good on him.
Maybe just crying out, much though I like that from Ellis for a sort of a Werner and Embleton in that
but
pocket now.
Not for him.
Yeah, no, nothing. Yeah, definitely not for Ellis. No, he's the pick of the three, isn't he, at the moment, as Davis prepares to take this corner. Right-footed out-swinger out towards that back post, drops in the area. United couldn't get the touch on it, cleared away by...
It was a bit floaty.
Solihull. United left it back in through Murray, left-footed into the area. Kelly trying to get onto it. What did that come off? Carlisle get there. Referee, in the end, it's played off Kelly. I thought I'd heard a whistle there and looked to the referee, but nothing was doing. It's just behind for a corner. Kelly got around his man and slammed it towards goal, but the defender blocked well. For a moment there, I thought somebody was going to run onto that and lash home for Carlisle. Ball boy not showing enough urgency for Chris Lumsden's liking.
Not at all.
Davis taking this corner. I wonder if we'll get a bit more zip on this one. Here it comes. It's more of a floaty one to that back post. United attack it well, but it's a really good header from Whitmore, who's their big, tall centre half. Carlisle, nice pass there from Murray out to this right hand side for Archie Davis. Wants the ball down the line, slides it down the line. McAdam gets there, little nudge in the back from the defender on him. McAdam turns, can he find something? Back heels, does really well, gets it to Archie Davis, sweeps it past his man. Can Grant keep it alive for Carlisle? No, the man gets away, and there's a little break on here potentially for Solihull. Carlisle snapping, good tracking there on that left hand side from
Linney.
It's Linney, is it? Really good play from him, and he then tries to turn defence into attack as he drives at his man down the left hand side, and he's got to throw him for his side. Good running from Regan Linney, and Mark Hughes asking the paddock in Brunton Park to get going with the team, and they respond, of course. Even after the deflating nature of letting the lead slip away at the weekend, as he came up to his interview in the media area after the game on Saturday, you knew he was coming because you heard Mark Hughes, Blue and White Army start up still from the fan zone. A popular figure. Like to see him, his side get more wins and have that grow. Ball into the area. Flicked on for Carlisle. Behind it goes off one of the Solihull man for another corner. McGarvey got across his man and flicked well.
He's a threat in there, McGarvey. Just think, if he wants to win it, he can win it, and he has been.
Yeah, getting up well there. Good athleticism at the near post, too. Right above a similarly tall man.
Yeah, Davies on the corner now, in swinger. Let's see if he can get this on the money.
Archie Davies over it for United. 55th minute. Here it comes, swirled in towards the edge of the penalty area. Drops to Kelly. Oh, smashed it over the bar. Dropped chest control, left foot lash. Always rising, not into the roof of the net, sadly, just into the fans behind the goal.
Yeah, great technique, but it's going to be tough for him, isn't it? That all the bodies are in front of him there, so he's got to get it past them and somehow get it on target as well. Just a little bit of pressure building there. And then Solihull at one point will go, you know what, we're ready to take this point. Step back about 3 or 4 or 5 yards. Then the gaps open up. Then maybe your Embleton comes on and finds them pockets of space.
Good chance apiece in this second half. Kelly with that one there. And there, well, it's less of a chance for them, but it did hit the bar, didn't it? Which shows how close and dangerous it was. God, with a slightly slack pass from McGarvey there in the popping up in the midfield, and in the end it winds up breaking through to Solihull, and they've got it out to this left hand side with Green. He'll have to come inside. He doesn't have the left foot to go it. Davis around the corner there, might get it back though from one of the forwards, peeling off, trying to give him support. Cross will come in from the left. Nicholson charged down by Armstrong, sends it in on his right foot, drifts over everyone. Gabe Breeze needs to and does come and gather.
It's a bit of a muchness, both teams, haven't they? They haven't got that out and out pace.
Breeze's bowl over there to in search of Linney, just zipped away from him, needed to get it before it bounced, I think, Regan. Thomas just smashes that away downfield, and that is just an aimless clearance. And drifts over, and I think it's going to go out for a goal kick. It's actually stopped on the byline at the corner flag. That's amazing. He'd have been taking the break if he'd have produced that on a snooker table. Clearance away for United.
Go on then.
And now they can get onto this. Solihull slightly slack for once in the midfield. Davies running forwards up towards the edge of the area. Just tried to ball in towards Armstrong, but too much on it. Full flight. Maybe should have worked onto his left and gone for the shot. I'm not sure. I think it was a decoy run from Armstrong, wasn't it? It was a tricky pass to Fettel at the speed he was running. Carlisle with a strong tackle on halfway. Gives a free kick.
It is a foul.
Bit of rolling around now that the United man's not too bothered for. He's coming around to him saying, I think he's saying I didn't touch you.
No, he did. He flicked it round. Murray just clattered into the back of him.
I don't know whether the referee's going to pull out a yellow card here for Murray. He's taking him over to one side. When it is, it's a yellow card for Sam Murray. Obviously did get a bit of him. Didn't seem too happy with the ref's decision or the players' antics, Sam Murray, but the referee didn't see it that way. Saw it your way, Chris. Woking have equalised against Wealdstone. Elsewhere in the National League. Could be their first point of the season after back-to-back defeats if they can draw that one. Drops Wealdstone off the top of the table as well, behind Hartlepool on goal difference. Not that it matters. Ball forwards, Breeze comes and gathers nicely, edge of his area.
Yeah, poor from Solihull, thankfully.
He's taking his time, Breeze, bowling out as their defenders hair back, trying to get into defensive positions.
I think Boreham were better.
Yeah, I reckon so.
I
reckon so, and they made us play better as well. Yeah. I think if Carlisle can show the quality they did in that 20-minute spell at the start of the second half on Saturday, they'd see these off, but they haven't. Little things like that, just a little bit pedestrian in midfield, United. Trying to get a ball here for Archie Davies. Mark Hughes nearly encroached into the Solihull penalty area. Fourth official just getting involved in where Davies takes this throw. And a great deal for Davies to hit. Down the line he goes. Kelly just rests his man off the ball and does well on the touchline. And that guy clears, but it's gone out of play for a Carlisle throw. Davies can take it further up again. You can see the numbers on the back of all his forward shirts there, but Linney's come all the way over to this right hand side, keeps it in play, plays it down the line to Davies. They've got the two big men in the area. Davies sends the cross in, Armstrong miskicks it, might make it to Kelly, charged down still on that left hand side by Ellis. Armstrong trying to keep it alive in there, and in the end Solihull get it away, but it should drop to a Carlisle man. They're a bit slack going after that one, Carlisle, and it allows McFarlane to get on the ball here. He's got a runner left and right, slides it to the left hand side
just
here.
A little bit pedestrian at the minute, Grant.
Yeah, he's not moving around very well, is he? For a box-to-box midfielder. It's a fairly crass foul there from Ellis, just too much into the back of the lively Osborne, and gives a fairly straightforward free kick to the
shout was right before
visitors.
From a supporter behind us. Move it quicker.
Mark Hughes has got his hands on his hips down below us there, just looking a little bit frustrated. I wonder how long it'll be until we see a change. None of the Carlisle subs out warming up as far as I can see. Now there they go now down below us, and that gets the paddock applauding. Osborne flights one to the back post, looking for the head square, and it comes from Whitmore. Volleyed away though by Tyrell Thomas. Can United get onto this? I think Regan Lee stamped on someone's water bottle on the far side as they tried to chase that one down. No, it's Kelly actually chasing after the ball. Under this, Davis gets up.
Won it.
Header goes beyond Davis to the back post, and they'll try and get the cross in here from Nicholson. Carlisle managed to get back in and defend, and they might just get onto this with Armstrong, who nearly stole an absolute gimme there off Solihull. Davis wants to let this try and drift. It's not going to with a backspin. His clearance goes straight to their number 2 Clark, who miscontrols it out for United's throw.
Terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't great play from anyone in truth. I'm hearing that Penrith are 2-1 up. 2-1 up. Good news for Penrith at Newcastle Benfield this evening. Just what Jim Nichols' side need. Down the line, header on. Armstrong trying to get after it, having his shirt tugged, tried to throw himself across the flight of the ball there. Not entirely sure how their strikers got onto that one, and McFarlane's broken through, and he was fouled on the edge of the area. Tyrell Thomas, but between them it was really poor there. It's a yellow card for Thomas, but he's almost making up for Mugabe's mistake there. How on earth did they allow the forward to have so much time and space to get that first touch, spin the ball in behind, and then Mugabe was the wrong side of his man and just felled him right on the edge of the area.
Well,
and this is a very good free kick position.
Let the ball bounce again, haven't they?
Not assertive enough, not commanding enough. That Whitmore does not let that happen on the edge of their area. He's gone and won everything. I'm going out to win it.
Knows the division, doesn't he?
It's accountability, isn't it, somehow? It's, whose is it? Mugabe or Thomas has got to call it, go for it, win it, but it's like they don't want to. Assertiveness. And it's a very good free kick position here. I think, Lummy, you tend to say of these that they're a bit tight in. You've got little space to get it up and down, but Osborne strikes me as someone who might just have the technique, and he's the one over it. 62nd minute, he has been really good in their midfield, and they've gone under the wall actually, and one of those where you sometimes get the draft excluder in the Premier League, and it's a poor free kick.
Yeah, it's poor because the wall done its job, but if they all jumped, there was a big gap there, wasn't there?
That's what Werman was going for, trying to trick them with that sort of Ronaldinho free kick under the wall. Carlisle again appealing about how long these throw-ins are taking to take, but it is because they've got Nicholson from left back coming a long way over to take it. Here it goes into the area as the frustration boils around, head away on the edge of the area. Osborne brings it down, juggles it between his feet, shot in, ricochets into one of his own men. They recycle it again out to this left hand side. Nicholson will try and cross in towards goal. Breeze came and then thought better of it, gets to a man at the back post and breaks to Breeze. They got a shot there that was blocked right at source, wasn't it?
Was.
That could have flown.
Didn't know anything about it either.
No, could have flown in that one. Bowled out to Thomas to bring it out the penalty area for United. Passes to the left wing where Murray pops up, coming forward from left back. Slip ball infield to Ellis onto Linney. Nothing really in front, no space for him to go in front with though. Grant pops it square. Mugabe steps onto it. Davis is the ball out on this right hand side. Can he cross it in early here for Carlisle United? Headed away, not good enough cross from Davis. Need more from him if he's going to be in there. Might be able to slow this down. Slam ball away from Solihull. Mugabe needs to deal with it. Good first touch, back to his goalkeeper. Good second touch.
You've just got to hope Solihull kind of run out of steam, because the work ethic they've had tonight being first class.
Well, they've got a real bench of finishers, Carlisle, haven't they, potentially? Luamba, Embleton, Wern, all of those three could come on to great effect.
Kicks straight to them again, the kick. Great pass.
Yeah, Grant trying to win it there, didn't, and now it's found its way out to this left hand side through good passing from Solihull. Doug back post, looking for the man running onto it here in a bit of space on that right hand side, trying to work it back. Rutherford here looking for a man.
Edge of the area. Greedy. Left back was on.
And edge of the area, Carlisle get in and nick it, but Solihull coming again, potentially United trying to harry after them, but there's not the press of that Woking game in this, is there, Chris, where United were right on top?
I think they're scared, James. I think they're with the atmosphere in here and how they've been playing, that they're petrified to lose it.
Grant just turns that away rather than getting it under control, and you can hear the frustration around Brunton Park. We're getting past that time for a change now. Does Mark Hughes need to do something to get United going in a different direction?
Definitely need some changes now.
Doesn't look like anything's close, just looking at him on that touchline. As Solihull coming again, Solihull looking more likely at the moment. They've had more attacks, they've had more on target. Possession very even. Now Carlisle with a chance to break. What can they produce here? Ball out left hand side, looking for the run, potentially for United. Turned away and it would drift out to play for a United throw, just inside that Solihull half. Good ball in search of Linney, but not able to get onto it. Defender just always closer. Grant gets it down. A languid pass, gives it to Mugabe. More zip on Mugabe's passing, I do like that about him. To Davis on the right, checks inside, looks for options, being held as he tries to get away from his man here. Still being held, gets around him anyway, into the penalty area, cuts it back, finds Kelly, edge of the box. Grant just not showing at all to want that, gets it to Murray, sent back into the middle. Kelly attacks again, drops to the back post. Davis should pick it up for United, gives it to McAdam. Needs something from Davis as well out on his right hand side. Tackle came in. When Kelly had that there, Grant showed absolutely no interest in showing to run onto it and shoot, Chris. It's like it's not in his makeup. Went to Murray as a consequence.
Yeah, it's Well done Davies though, wasn't it? He kept going, didn't go down for the foul because he knew if he got away he was in a great position. Go and do it again.
McCallum opens it up to Davies here, sends the cross in towards goal, straight down the goalkeeper's throat.
Yeah, but he's put it in an area there. Kelly's made his run, so can't really have a go.
Hughes, change it up is the shout around us. He is now talking to a member of the coaching staff down below us. Carlisle head away through Thomas, drops to Davis. Can he hold off his man here? He can do enough. McAdam swirls it down the line, but Armstrong not able to get on that one. The defender was on the front foot. And they go back to Nicholson, who clears down the left touchline. Mugabe needs to get this right. Good chest control.
You feel a bit more confident with him there. Oh no,
his hamstring's gone. The back of his leg, he's holding the back of his leg as he turned down to that one. That could be a problem. Morgan Feeney immediately sent out to warm up with Aaron Hayden not on the bench. Oh, and then the pass square is hopeless from Grant, and it's allowed them to get through. Clean through and goal. Massive chance. And he's put it in the bottom corner. Terrible pass across the defensive line. Mugabe down injured as he tried to get back, and Creaney gets in and scores his first of the season and first since signing from Tamworth. It was a wretched pass from Grant, nowhere near Thomas. One pass later, Creaney's in to slip it into the bottom corner. Carlisle behind at home to Solihull in the 67th minute.
Yeah, I'm just watching it again. Yeah, he's just not looked, has he? And you've got to give credit to Solihull because he's passed the ball, and I told you the 9 put the ball in earlier in the game, didn't he, in the net when he was offside, just to get himself going. And it's a good finish on his left foot when he's right footed as well. So terrible on Carlisle's point of view. Mugabe pulls his hamstring. Grant and
Mark Hughes has just turned to his bench and said, what the was that? And you've got to wonder, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm just wondering what he's so annoyed. I know he's annoyed with the goal, but I'd like to know what he's actually saying.
Is he saying to Mugabe, do you need to come off or what? He doesn't want, he had this situation with Hayden saying, I'm alright, I want to play on Saturday, and he needed to probably take authority and say, no, get off. So the question is, does he want to bring Feeney on?
I would just I would take a few off now. Grant has to come off, I think. It's regardless of the mistake we just mentioned earlier, he's just kind of
passive,
yeah.
And it was another sideways pass, Chris, that cost him there. Carlisle throw to the right hand side, well behind here at home in the National League, to Solihull Moors. Cross in from Davis into that penalty area, but deflection on it from their man. Flicked on, McAdam flicks it further on. Armstrong going after it, good defending Solihull. Very front foot, sprightly defending there from Green, the left back for the visitors. McAdam can give it back to Davies on this right hand side. Can he get the angle to get across? Goes inside his man up towards the edge of the penalty area, swirls across in. Armstrong gets the head. Oh, it drifts beyond the back post. Keeper was well beaten, and the ref has given a goal kick. Carlisle feel it should have been a corner. Twice as many shots on target from Solihull. In the end, Chris, that will tell. If you keep giving them shots, you keep giving them opportunities, they'll score. They've already had the ball in the back of the net, and it was a tight offside, although it was offside in the first half. 4 shots in that penalty area. Not looking balanced, not looking right at the moment. Changes coming now for Carlisle. Looks like Junior Lawamba's coming on. Armstrong giving chase here to see what the defender's made of. Defender running towards his byline here, has a teammate in support. Armstrong trying to block him, does brilliantly to block that. Does go for a throw to Solihull, but well done Armstrong, great running. Junior Lawamba coming on shortly for Carlisle. Stephen Wern looks like he's coming on as well. It's not been good, this, has it now? We reach a point where it's just poor.
No, because you're thinking, you've got to give them, you've got to take it into consideration what the league's about, how people are coming here and shutting up shop, but the performance just hasn't been there with the passing, with the movement. There's been little signs, but not enough. Seeing defensive frailties a little bit, and then Solihull have grew into it.
Lawamba and Wern to be the changers next time the ball goes out of play, you'd imagine, as Davis gets it down the right, sends a cross in from deep. It's a cross-come pass.
You want them crossing it from there, though. If you're a defender, you want crosses from that bit.
Yeah, especially as Carlisle haven't got an attacking midfielder running onto it. With Linney on that left-hand side, 1-on-1 though against Rutherford, gets to the byline, sends a cross in towards goal. Kelly attacks it, goes beyond him. Davies will get there at the back post and pick it up. Needs support from Grant, tries to go the long way around his man here. He's holding on to him all the way.
Good.
Digs a good ball out to the back post. Armstrong dragged down as he goes for it. Referee unmoved, not in any mood to pull out a penalty to help Carlisle out of the self-inflicted trouble. Mugabe gets it to Ellis, who's popped up on the right hand side. Good ball into Kelly, great take from Kelly. Strong tackle on him though from Clark. Kelly wins it back off him, but it was good play to hold up Kelly from Clark. Out to the left hand side, McAdam sends it. United can get further on. Murray to Linney on that left hand side. Can he produce some magic?
Good.
Goes around his man into the area, angled tight. Another man's come out and blocked it superbly there, just when it looked like Linney had opened up the space for the trademark goal coming in from that left. Murray now picks up on the left again. Crossing is so weak, easily dealt with by Whitmore. Cleared away, further away. United need to deal with this, and I don't think the strikers get into that one. Change coming for them as well. Tipton's coming on, the man who dropped out their starting lineup following their 2-2 draw. Was it 0-0 draw actually last time out? Josh Grant on the ball here for Carlisle. Just turns around in a circle and then passes out to Murray at left back. Down the line to Linney, lets it run on, trying to get there. Another Carlisle man in support, goes out of play. Carlisle throw. Do they want the changes now, or are they going to let a bit of momentum go? I think the changes are coming. Here we go. For United, Luamba and Wern coming on. Fourth official just being talked to by their manager. Are they doing their change first or ours? Just trying to get in the way and delay here, aren't they? What's going on here? They've taken over the substitution and trying to get more instructions out all of a sudden. So it's Osborne for Tipton, and that is the change actually they made at from the weekend. And the ref's going to allow him to run off all the way across the pitch. I don't know if that's something that's not got down to the National League, making them go off on the nearest out area. And obviously he's doing his Peter Kay run.
Well,
why wouldn't he?
It.
Yep, absolutely. Why wouldn't you try and waste time? Why wouldn't you try and take time? Armstrong is off for Luamba. That's the Carlisle first change. Junior Luamba comes on. It's another debut for United as well. Armstrong will just really...
Is it? Yeah.
Armstrong coming off, and so too is Josh Grant, which is no real surprise in truth after that, Chris. He's replaced by Wern.
Tough debut. He's put his hands up to the paddock there. He'll get better. Not a great debut, but he'll get better. At least he acknowledges.
Yeah, that'll ingratiate him, won't it? Just holding his hand up saying sorry. My bad sort of thing. Carlisle throw from the left. Murray with it into that penalty area. Can they get onto something in there? Hacked away Solihull. Further away. Someone just got a nick on the edge of the area, which stopped Carlisle getting onto it. Davies went all the way back to Breeze when I think there was a feeling could have tried to pass forwards. Breeze cracks it forwards. Whitmore just... I don't know why Thomas didn't run after that like Whitmore did. Whitmore committed and went and won the header there, and Thomas is right next to him, and ball forwards. Kelly going after it, headed away at the back again by their back line. 6'2", 6'1", 6 foot their back three, and they've dominated Carlisle in truth aerially. Even Kelly hasn't won as much as we see him do periodically as the rain swirls around us here at Brunton Park. Crossfield ball from Terrell Thomas. Good ball. Finds Luamba right there, penalty area. Goes through his legs but almost helps him get away from his man. Passes infield. On it, Ellis. Edge of the area. Wern give and go in search of Kelly, but
lucky. It's clever though.
Yeah, Thomas has done really well there. Front footed. Get on top of it. That's just what you want from him. Luamba slides it down the right. Too heavy. Oh, and dear me, that shoved there into McAdam, and McAdam really unhappy at their man. Shoved him into the advertising hoardings as it's going out of play there. McAdam not happy, got a bit of a hold of his man. That could have really flared up, and it could have really hurt McAdam actually. You probably love that, don't you? Yep. Proper nasty play from their defender. And
he's off balance, wasn't he? So you can put him off,
Yeah, and that's just what he did. The defender just got him while he was off balance, trying to stretch to get to the ball. 75th minute, almost at its finale. Carlisle United with quarter of an hour to go to rescue a point right now. At the moment they're looking at their first defeat in the National League. Ball forwards has found their number 9 again, Creaney, the goal scorer, in a wide position on the far side. Solihull working the numbers around Carlisle again down that right touchline. And they found a bit of space once more at the byline here. Chance to cut something back. Carlisle got a lucky. Number 9 was totally free again in the penalty area, and it came off somebody's ankle in there who was trying to block the cross and wound up managing to block the cutback.
Just look a lot more comfortable, or we're not defensively as good as them, because they're just picking holes, passing it round, good movement.
Starting to enjoy themselves, aren't they? It was Ellis, by the way, who got across there, and you have to put that down as good work in truth. Here comes the Solihull corner. A second now will be terminal. They've won the header, but Gabe Breeze can easily get down and go and grab it. He wanted to bowl it out, somebody right in his way trying to stop him, and the referee's given a free kick for the way that the man tried to obstruct him, even though there was no contact. It's a rule, any listening refs will know it, where any other business territory, if it's sort of unsporting conduct like that, you're allowed to just give that free kick for it. And the latest change is Shem Whitehall coming on, who signed from the Northern League level in the Midlands. Signed from a team called Studley, who I must confess I'd never heard of before. And he comes on for Creaney, the goal scorer. And they're delighted to get him.
You'd like to think the power Creaney's gone off, but the pace will come on the other way, so see how it works out. He looks sharp in the warm-up, the subs just come on.
Yeah, and I think he is quick. That's what they talked about, quick and goal scoring at that, as I said, comparable Northern League level in the Midlands Combined League, I think it is, or something like that. Cross. Kelly gives it to Davis, sidesteps his man, gets to the byline, cuts it back, drops straight to Kelly in the penalty area, tries for the ball in towards Wern, angle for the shot maybe for Lawamba, trying to find the angle, looking to pick out a teammate, didn't just get the ball away hot potato, out to that left hand side, Linney trying to make something happen for United. Down the line it goes to Murray, he'll send the cross into the penalty area. It's a bit of an easy one to be dealt with, drops to the back post though for Davis, pick it up again for Carlisle, 1-on-1 against the fullback Green on this near side, doesn't have it about him just to beat him all in one, manages to pass it through and finds his man in the area, and then a total miss kick from Davis and it goes into the Warwick Road end. Oh dear. 78th minute. We're up 2. Barrow still trail, Rangers have one back against Club Bruges, 3-1 down though at Ibrox. Carlisle dropping down to 9th in the table, not that it matters early on, but 3 off the teams at the top, and with a number of teams on maximum points yet to play, Rochdale, Scunthorpe and Southend could find themselves 5 points off the pace after 3 games, after the Wednesday night games. Ball picked up by Solihull off Carlisle's defensive header, edge of the area. McAdam really didn't want to let go of his man there, did he?
Good work from McAdam.
Nicholson with the diagonal ball out to the right, did work the man out there very hard, but Rutherford dealt with it. Back into defence it goes from Tyler French. Flash ball over the top that Thomas needs to deal with, and just about got the header right. Committed to going for it with the header and actually headed it down into the turf. Looked awkward, but it was effective. It made it through. Mugabe on the ball here for United. That hamstring, whatever it was he did there, maybe it was a little bit of cramp perhaps masquerading as hamstring. Lawamba trying to take his man on down the right touchline here, gets the cross in, gets Carlisle the corner. Didn't have blistering pace there, did he, Chris? Didn't seem to just get away from Green. Quite like you'd want. Man behind us with shorts on tonight, I think that's ambitious. It's got a bit chilly in here. We've not been used to chilly around these parts, have we, the last few weeks? And here comes the corner into the penalty area. Davis with it again, the defensive header away. I think it's Whitmore's winning everything in there, isn't he? I might be doing a disservice to French, who's won a few things as well. Ball drops, big chance, scored! And it's Terrell Thomas, the captain. The defensive header just dropped and he controlled and rattled it home. It's a really good finish for a man who's had a tricky start to this season. He put that away like a striker in mid-season form. Carlisle United level in the 80th minute with Solihull Moors.
Yeah, great strike. Didn't lash at it, controlled it well, passed it into the net which was needed, and the ball in was, Kelly's making a nuisance of himself. so it means that to keep the ball alive. So yeah, good finish.
That's the first time in this game one of those things has broken in the area and he just dropped at the feet of one of our men, and didn't he put it away well? Well done, Tyrell Thomas.
It was important not to get beat tonight after this performance. I don't think Solihull will throw everything at it now. It'll be a case of us trying to pile some pressure up for the next 10-15 minutes.
Can Carlisle go and win it now? Will they have the wind in their sails?
I think they can. If they just step into it, the crowd will be good now.
Equaliser for United puts them back in the playoff positions for what it matters inside 3 games of the season. It's nice to be at that top end of the table though, isn't it? Mugabe passes again crisply out to Davis on the right, wants Luamba to go down the right and then perhaps try the give and go with him. He's got Davis in support here. Luamba looks like he's going to try and take his man on here, seemed determined to. In the end it goes out for a throw in off the ankles of the defender. Oh, Ellis wanted that for an age, and you could get it in towards Kelly as well. Just taking a bit long there, isn't he, Archie Davis? You can see Ellis being held there. Kelly's turned brilliantly. Oh, great block, back to Kelly. Goalkeeper saves, hacked away. What a melee, and somehow Carlisle can't get it over the line. Brilliant defensive work from Solihull. Possibly a penalty as well. Ball into the area, Kelly attacks. His header though goes beyond, and it's a goal kick.
Yeah, better though. Well, as I said, you're going to have 12, 13, 14 minutes now with pressure. Solihull will get deeper and deeper. They'll want the point. They won't want to go away with with nothing after this performance. So I can't see them going for attacking as much as they have been.
Yeah, they've been a really good part of this game, but can United sort them out here, flex their muscles, come good at the right time, and we'll see. A win and a draw so far. Will it be a win and 2 draws? Or is there more in this for either of these teams? As Solihull try and break down that right hand side now with McFarlane getting support. Good little nick on it there from Linney to slow McFarlane down, but he'll try and come again. Murray needs to stop his man. He hasn't too easily around him. Cross into the penalty area. They're attacking it at the back post. Another chance as well down this left hand side, edge of the area. Carlisle need to effect some form of block here and stop the cross coming in. It's coming towards goal, headed away by United, picked up again. Seem to be getting everything second to the ball here, Carlisle United. Cross will come in from the left with Green, turned away by United. Drops again, that midfield second ball once more won by Solihull. United need to get back on the front foot here. That's neat play again from Solihull, edge of the penalty area. Carlisle snapping at heels but also chasing shadows a little at the moment. Really come alive, Solihull. Last couple of minutes here, just trying to show that they want to be involved in this game still. Werman, their main schemer, gets it back to halfway, and French out to the right touchline. Missed one pass and found its way to another Solihull man anyway. Suddenly United blowing. Can they get in and nick this ball? No. Going to run again with Rutherford down that right hand side. Need to stop him getting the cross. All they've done is foul him there, and that's just not good enough defending, Chris.
No, Hopper's struggling. Murray's struggling with the wing play that going against him. As I said, it's not all about when you've got the ball. This division is about against and fit team Solihull, aren't they? Came on strong.
It's on the corner of the penalty area, this one. Don't think it was ever at risk of being a penalty, but Werman's over it. There's a fairly cultured left foot on him, doesn't he? It was a poor free kick when he tried to shoot under the wall in the end, but the sort of guy you'd fancy could put something very tastily into the box. United have got to be very careful here, not let what they've just earned back slip away so quickly, or at all. 85th minute. Solihull on the attack. Referee about ready to let this free kick go. There goes his whistle. Werman over it, sends it back post. There's a man there, gets the head right way across the face of goal, and United managed to get the second contact, and there's a potential chance here to break down the left hand side. Regan Linney just overbalanced as he went herring after that one, trying to do everything, trying to take on 3 men. Wealdstone have taken the lead again at Woking. Carlisle hack away through Mugabe. Luamba could have engaged with that one. Oh, and then he just barges into his man, and that'll have to be a free kick. Silly play. If it had done that, if it had gone for that straight away, Chris, he'd have won the tackle. He hesitated and then did it and just gave away the foul. On comes Stevenson. I think it's Bradley Stevenson for them. Time from Billericay after coming through at Gillingham. And he comes on for McFarlane, I reckon that is. Number facing away from us. More of a midfielder, Stevenson. And looks like that's where we'll go and slot in. So just try and shore up that midfield slightly. And maybe try and overload Carlisle in there and feed a ball through to the pace of Whitehall. Crossfield ball from the free kick is going to drift beyond everyone.
Need to get some momentum going now. It's just going to die out.
86th minute. Well, United on for something now, and with that goal they even things up, and with that scramble as well. 8 shots apiece now. Solihull just edging the shots on target still. Oof. Dear me, what on earth was that over on that far side? Was it Wern?
It's Linney, isn't it?
Is it Linney, like under pressure, trying to kick it forwards and clear it, and just completely miskicked it back down the touchline. He was on the touchline and out of play for a throw to Solihull. Really strange one. Seemed to like wind up too big of a kick on it, didn't he, and just miskicked it. I think Alan Hansen would talk about percentages there, wouldn't he? Just get the ball forwards, don't go so big that you miskick it. Throw that Nicholson will take, trying to get it into the Carlisle penalty area. Gets it in, header comes off Ellis. United need to deal with it. All the hooked attempted clearance
Thomas
gone back in towards goal from Thomas. Bowled out down the right here. Can Davis get onto it? Trying to motor away from his man. Great running away from his man. Has Linney in space on that left hand side. Goes instead to Wern on the right. Steps into the penalty area, trying to make something happen. Dinks into the box. Cleared away by them. Picked up on the edge by McAdam for Carlisle United. Just didn't quite have the touch to open up the space for the first time shot. In towards the back post. Linney's there for Carlisle. Angle tight. Goalkeeper blocks. Falls to Luamba. Shot away. Straight down the goalkeeper's throat, and he saved. 2 shots saved by the goalkeeper in quick succession.
Yeah, both of them getting really good connections on the ball. Fortunately, the keeper there with Mama one, he's right in the right place.
Goalkeeper puts it way out of play. Good touch from Mark Hughes, gets a delighted cheer from the crowd. Goalkeeper saving both though before that. That'll move United on to 10 shots, 5 on target, so leading on all the key stats now except the goal. 1-1 at the moment. Can they force the issue and make this happen late on here? Murray in a crossing position, repelled by the defender. Throw into Carlisle by the corner flag left hand side. BBC Radio Cumbria Sport. Delighted to be with you here at Brunton Park, bringing you the action. Be much more delighted if we were talking about a win at full time though. Just coming up to 9:30. Get your reaction from all of our games and all the latest from our reporters. Penrith now 2-2 away at Newcastle Benfield. Throw into the penalty area, headed away by Solihull. Drops on the edge. Push square to Davies. He's got little to hit, so he has to take his man on here. Angle tight, gets across in towards goal. It's a good one. Drops in the penalty area. McAdam holds his man, and it's going to be a free kick. Really
it's a good ball in, and you got people lined up. But defender gets a great header on it.
Yeah. Fair play, Solihull. Fair play. It was a really good defensive header. Great cross, actually, that wasn't it, yeah. Davis? Didn't look like he'd opened up enough space to get that cross in.
Yeah, just whipped his foot round it.
In the 89th minute we are. 4th officials board just being loaded down below us. Don't know what the statistician's doing here, because he's not put either of those 2 chances on the Carlisle stats at the moment. 2 saves from their goalkeeper. Header away for United. Pokes it through. Luamba just a bit second best. Might just shrug his man off the ball here and be able to take it downfield. Good stuff from Luamba there. Made something out of nothing there. McAdam's got to be aware of danger. Passes infield. United through Ellis into Linney. Rolls off his man. Good first time touch. Lovely ball out left hand side. Finds Murray in space. Just lifts the cross in towards goal. Goalkeeper got out well and took it. Great take there. Absolutely full stretch. He's in every part of his body. And I'm sure, I don't even begrudge him staying down after that. He's booed. Everyone knows he's not going to be hurt, but I don't begrudge it at all, because that was a great take, and why wouldn't you try and wind down the clock, Chris?
Yeah, really good play from Linney. I just want to see Murray drop his shoulder. If he can get past his man, it's easier. Ball in, but as we've just said, the goalkeeper's brave. He knows he's going to get hit amongst a hell of a lot of bodies there, and took it, didn't drop it.
Yeah, physio being brought on. Workington have gone behind late on in their game tonight. Oh dear me, Workington, what a start to the season it is. 4 minutes time added on, that's all there is. And then that'll be added to though, because the goalkeeper's down getting treatment. Carlisle, Mark Hughes saying, how can that be the case? How can it be only 4? Which is a good question when you consider the substitutions, the goals, the time wasting. Carlisle coaching staff making that point to the 4th official as well. How have you come to that figure?
Yeah, got to be 6, hasn't it?
Yeah,
exactly.
Everyone getting booed at the moment. Goalkeeper getting back up. Yeah, Workington against Warrington this evening and 1-0 down. In the FA Cup, Kendall 3-1 up against North Allerton, so on their way through. Good luck to them. Matt Flynn and Jason Walker leading this season in the Northern League. And a good start to the season as well for them. Fired forward from the goalkeeper who holds his back after Mugabe can't win his header over Whitehall. McAdam hoists on for Carlisle. We're in the second now of 4 minutes time added on, but I reckon there'll be at least 5. Luamba goes inside, checks. Look at all the black shirts streaming back to get into defensive positions. Ellis's ball is a bit ragged out to the left in search of Murray. Needs support, gets it from Ellis, and then he goes backwards. Could have turned and looked forwards there. That's what an enterprising central midfielder does. Out to the right touchline. Davis drags the ball across. Little touchdown to Luamba in the area, finds the angle to try and get the shot away. Good block again. United get the next one. That's blocked as well. McAdam gathers on the edge of the area once more, gives it to Davis on that right hand side. Luamba wanted it inside. McAdam, can he find the pass through towards Wern? Might just get it through in here to Georgie Kelly. Lays it off. Nearly but not quite. Luamba, is going down. That's, for me, that's a dive. The referee said no penalty. He sort of agitated for and created the contact and threw himself down, and the referee having none of it, and he didn't complain. I think he's lucky to avoid a yellow for that, Chris.
Yeah, but great defending, you've got to say, from Solihull. The blocks, the headers out.
Could have made something else happen there, Luamba.
You're right, though, what you said about midfield. We've just not got enough creativity in there, have we? A little bit too negative. Passes backwards. Much of a muchness.
Yeah, clearly wanted to win that battle. Wasn't satisfied with having Embleton in that luxury role, that they got enough out of it, and that's not necessarily saying it was Embleton's fault, just the overall makeup. You want someone like Osborne in there, don't you, who can do both sides of the game. You want an old school midfielder, Chris.
Yeah.
Played away by Solihull. Carlisle head away, gathered by them on halfway. United should get onto it next and do. Kelly under this, flicks on. Just didn't quite make it through to Linney. Goalkeeper will come out and smash away downfield. We're in the 94th
He's on,
minute.
you know.
Whitehall's onside. The flag went up very late. Free kick to United. Davis saw that flag go up and just took a risk and gathered the ball. And Carlisle fans trying to get Carlisle going. Come on, Carlisle. Is there something left in this match? 30 seconds of the 4 minutes time added on left. The referee must add on after the goalkeeper going down like that. And then obviously being able to play on. Davis nods it down the line. Carlisle throw off his man. Who's there to hit? Luamba's marked. Comes inside to Ellis. Can he look for that forward pass? Goes back to Davis on the right. What can he find? Stands across up into the middle there. Kelly trying to get onto it. Headed away by Solihull. McAdam there for United. 10 seconds of the 4 minutes to go. Then we're at the mercy of the referee. Left hand side with Linney. Gives it to Murray. Crosses early. Takes a deflection. Goes for a corner. Won't be much time. We're beyond the 4 minutes now. There won't be much. Perhaps a minute left for Carlisle to try and win this. Kelly down in the penalty area trying to shoelace. Corner's going to be taken by Davis. Ran out there, the ball by Linney, I think it was. Can United find a way past the imperious Whitmore in defence for Solihull? He's been excellent tonight, winning everything, troubling. What have Carlisle got left? Swirled in towards the back post, right down the goalkeeper's throat. And it's gone into the back of the net. The ref's given a free kick. Somebody bashed into the goalkeeper and he spilt it into the goal. I'm not sure there was that much in that. You'll have to watch now.
I didn't really think there was a load in it.
Wasn't quite the old Leicester of the 90s with Steve Walsh and the like just bundling every one-man ball, referee and a couple of fans into the back of the net. Free kick given. And in the end, United will wind up ruining what might have been. It's not. Maybe got his hand on it. Whoever it was went up there. Was it Mugabe?
Yeah, I think so.
Is the ref? How much more is the ref going to give us? We've got a minute beyond the time added on. The goalkeeper taking forever to take this goal kick. And the ref then blows full time. Could have just given us another corner. 1-1 the full time score. Flash scores have got it as 2-1. I wish it was, but it is not. That's got Carlisle going up towards the top end, but that's not the case, unfortunately. It's 1-1, it's finished. It's back-to-back draws at home after that fine win at Woking for Carlisle United, who are at Wealdstone next, who lead the lead. They're 2-1 winning at Woking, not quite full-time yet. Perfect start for them, 3 wins out of 3. Carlisle will think that they could have been in that position had they shown more quality, more endeavour, and perhaps sense that at the key moments in games when they were going away from them, Chris, because you felt the goal coming that came tonight for Solihull, as you felt the goals coming for Boreham Wood at the weekend. United just not quite sniffing out the danger and showing enough authority in these 2 home games.
Well, if we're honest, it's good to get back a point, and we're probably going to be okay because it's the start of the season and we have a good squad and we've got good finances. But if that's our level of performance at the minute, you're going to say that's going to be miles off for where we want to be from now until the end of the season. I don't just mean individually, I think it's collectively as well. Mark Hughes has got to quickly sort out what his best team is and what his best players are and what formation suits them, and players as well have got to step up and produce better performances.
Quite a few made debuts tonight, Chris. I'm not sure any particularly impressed.
I just think as a collective, you're looking at the body language of players, I just don't think there's a lot of, it just doesn't seem a hell of a lot of strength in there or desire. I think there's an acceptance quite a bit, but you know what, it's the 3rd game. We do now have to start winning, so you count on, you definitely got to take 4 points over the bank holiday weekend to keep in touch, because as we said, teams are getting into their little rhythm now, and we're just stuttering a little bit.
Certainly are. Applause all around, sportingly, to the players as they go off, and Mark Hughes as well, but he'll have some things to ponder. I'm not entirely sure Armstrong playing at times more off the right really works. Like you said, it wouldn't, Chris. You kind of feel that he's better suited being alongside Georgie Kelly if you're going to have him on the pitch. But that then begs the question, what do you do with Regan Linney? You don't want him pushed into a number 10 when you want him coming off the left, don't you? So do you play a 4-4-2 to get that out of them? Maybe you do. Maybe just simplify them and go back to a 4-4-2. But do they have the right options from the right if that is the case? All these questions for Mark Hughes to answer, but at full time here at Brunton Park, it's 2 fairly underwhelming draws in the end on the trot. I'm not saying there weren't highlights in both, and Carlisle are still unbeaten, and it's 5 points on the board, but you feel that there have been points left out there twice in 3 days.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's the 1+ we're unbeaten, but quite quickly we need, as I've said, we need to sort out a way of playing that's going to suit us, and sort out players that we need in that team who are going to be pace, dynamic, get the ball forward quicker. And I don't mean lump it forward, I mean get the ball in midfield and pass it with a purpose, get our fullbacks joining in, get our wingbacks joining in or whatever. And it was just a little bit slow, but easy to play against at the minute for me, and it just showed with the 2 home games. I think that the lads have enjoyed themselves who have played against us over the last 2 games here at Brunton Park.
We will, of course, be going through tonight's game in a lot more detail in the next episode of the Carlisle Social, which will be out tomorrow on BBC Sounds around about lunchtime. Immediate reaction coming in. Mike and Carlisle, absolute shambles of a performance from the team and manager. Mike says team and manager both slow and ponderous. Anonymous says Murray and Grant can go to Workington on loan if we're serious about going up. They're not good enough. And Mike says Carlisle United at home in the National League and being out-competed at times, lack of intensity and slow in transition through midfield. Problems ahead if this isn't sorted, says Mike. Solihull deserve to get something out of the game, and that's the reality of these 2 home games so far, Chris. I would argue that Boreham Wood were better than Carlisle on Saturday, and Solihull were largely better than Carlisle tonight.
Yeah, they just all look a bit sharper, don't they? It looks like we're carrying a coat of arms on my back. It looks like the shirt's a bit too much pressure for a lot of them. And, we said the crowd will be great if we're winning. if it's not going right, they're going to be on your back, and that's why it takes characters to come and play at Brunton Park and be part of this season where we're going to try and go up. But I've got slow and ponderous. I think that's the way to say it. And I think we're seeing now from conference teams what they're all about: a very, very strong back line, an industrious midfield, and then sprinkles of a target man and pace around them.
And any one of our midfielders, central midfielders, needs to take a look at the performance of 33-year-old Jamie Osborne in there tonight, because if any of them played as well as he had in the last 2 games, we'd probably have won them both.
Well, we spoke about this on yesterday's episode of the Carlisle Social. A lot's been made about the defence. We know what the problems are with United's defence. Midfield has always been the big concern for me. Chris, I spoke about it before the season started a few weeks ago on the Social. When was the last time you saw somebody like Osborne control a game like that for Carlisle?
Yeah, it's been a long time. I have to go back to Moxon. It'll have to go back to Moxon or a guy.
Why has it not yet been addressed sufficiently?
I think they've tried to address it. I just don't think they haven't. We've got to give Grant. Grant's being put back in. I know he's not had the best of games tonight. We've got to give him a little bit of leeway. We can't write him off after one game. Yes, he was poor. The same with the left back situation as well. We've really got to find a midfielder who wants to be an old school midfielder who can do it all, and Osborne was certainly one of them.
You can forgive Grant though a little bit. You're right, we can't write him off after one game, but you can forgive him the mistake if it's an attacking, if it's an ambitious pass, if it's him trying to make something happen. But he spent all night passing sideways, being uninspiring, and it was a sideways pass, a blind sideways pass, that cost Carlisle the goal.
It's full time at Wetherby Road. It's a defeat for Barrow at one of their least favourite grounds. Harrogate running out 1-0 winners in our commentary game on DAB and on medium wave in League 2. Let's hear about it now. Adam Johnson and Alex Meakin have been watching.
Yeah, full time here at Wetherby Road, and unfortunately Barrow unable to make it a hat-trick of victories on visits to Harrogate. The goal coming on 29 minutes. A mistake from Charlie Raglan on the halfway line, caught in possession by Stephen Duke McKenna. He weaved the ball through the middle for the imposing Sean Mikulski, who got the better of the Barrow back line before threading a ball underneath the foot of Will Stanway to give Harrogate the lead. It was the first half where Harrogate were very much the side in the ascendancy. They had Ellis Taylor crashing a shot against the underside of the crossbar. They had multiple chances drilled just wide of Will Stanway's goal, very much putting the pressure on Barrow, who looked off the pace in terms of their own play. They managed just 2 opportunities in the first half, but neither one of them managing to trouble James Belshaw in the Harrogate goal. Second half saw Barrow ring the changes. They brought on Innes Cameron and Sam Foley at half time, but unfortunately just 12 minutes into the second half, Sam Foley would end his game, picking up an injury, forced off. He'd be replaced in the game. Unfortunately, it would be injuries that would be the telling point, because another one of the substitutes in the second half also limping off with injury, and this is one that very much will have Andy Wing scratching his head, because the injury came to the on-loan forward Reece Healy, coming on towards the end of the game for his debut, limping off. Certainly looked in some discomfort as well towards the end of it. It was a second half where Barrow did ask questions of Harrogate. They did create big opportunities, the biggest of which coming to Tyler Walker at the back post, unable to recreate that moment from the weekend which saw him grab his first goal for the club. And Harrogate in the second half defended valiantly. It was Barrow that were the side in the ascendancy. They just couldn't find the way in, and ultimately, Alex, a frustrating second half, you could say, for Barrow, because they did ask the questions. Maybe on another day we would have been talking about a different result, but they just couldn't find the way in.
Yeah, I think the second half they had a right go, knocked on the door as we said, but again, how many times did they really test the goalie? You know, they had 2 great chances where Tyler Walker should hit the target and make the keeper work, and then Elliott at the end of the game drags his shot wide, and I think that was the difference. You know, if they've not really tested, whereas Stanway's pulled off a couple of saves, he's had to pick a ball out of his net, and I think that first period of from 25 minutes onwards, Harrogate did enough to maybe just edge the game.
Yeah, it was a much better second half, but the first half very much told the tale of the game for Barrow, and they do fall on the end of a 1-0 defeat here at Wetherby Road.
Adam Johnson and Alex Meakin, who've been out Wetherby Road this afternoon this evening to see Barrow's third defeat of the new League 2 season. Elsewhere in League 2 tonight, it ended Newport 0, Salford 1, Bristol Rovers and Oldham finished goalless. Cheltenham 1, Bromley 2, Colchester 1, Cambridge United 2, Crawley 1, MK Dons 1, Fleetwood 1, Crewe Alexandra 4, Gillingham were 4-1 winners against Chesterfield. Some surprise results in League 2 this evening. Harrogate 1, Barrow 0, as we've heard, and Swindon 0, Barnet 2. So Barnet, after 3 defeats out of 3 on their return to the EFL, finally get off the mark with that win this evening at the County Ground. Walsall 0, Grimsby 1 is a later score. They're into the 85th minute of that game. Full times in the National League: Altrincham 0, Hartlepool 2, Boston 0, FC Halifax 1, Carlisle 1, Solihull Moors 1 here at Brunton Park. Scunthorpe against Morecambe. Obviously, that game didn't go ahead, but Morecambe are back in action this weekend, which is the good news. Tamworth 2, Truro 0. So Truro's disappointing start in the National League continues. And Woking 1, Wealdstone 2 is a full-time score. So Wealdstone are top of the table, maximum points from their 3 games. Hartlepool second on 7. Then it's Southend 6, Scunthorpe 6, Rochdale 6, and Carlisle in 6th position, a point back on 5 points this evening. Let's continue with the local action tonight, and it was more late heartache for Workington in NPL Premier, still looking for their first points of the season. Beaten again this evening by Warrington Rylands at Borough Park. John Walsh has watched this one.
Yeah, the winning goal coming on 87 minutes. Workington had played particularly well in the first half. Really a rerun of the opening home game against Whitby Town, when Workington led at half-time 1-0 and then weren't as good in the second half, and Whitby eventually got a late goal. Similar today, Workington were good in the first half but were under pressure a lot in the second in the second half, and that goal on 87 minutes, it was a long ball forward. Charlie Barnes went up under pressure and didn't win the header cleanly. We fell to the substitute Eric Yahaha, who went on and beat Alex Mitchell. The ball shot into the far corner. Workington had the best opportunities in the first half. There were nearly a spectacular own goal by Adam Carrick. He played it back from the centre circle. It beat the goalkeeper Luke Pilling, who had to rush back and clear it just before it went over the line. And then the best effort, a great move down the left hand side. It was Keelan Leslie, ball across, Josh Galloway headed it down, and Stephen Rigg put it over the top. One opportunity for Reds in the second half. It was a ball in from Dav Simonton. The first shot from Brigg was blocked, and then young Hayden Atkinson fired just over the bar. Atkinson had a very, very good debut for Workington, but he was found his name in the yellow as a yellow card late on, when there was a fracas on the touchline. 2 players got booked, including young Atkinson. It finished here at Borough Park, Workington 0, Warrington Rylands 1.
Barrow, by the way, 18th this evening in League 2 with 3 points from their 4 games played so far. Crewe are top, maximum points 12 from 4. Then it's Grimsby 10 from 4 as things currently stand. They're currently leading 1-0 against Walsall in that delayed start. Chesterfield 9, Salford 9, MK Dons, Gillingham, Bromley and Harrogate all on 8 points. Let's hear about Kendal Town just lifting the mood in the FA Cup against Northallerton. Watching at Parkside Road, it's been Gary Woodworth.
Yes, NPL East Side Dunstan await Kendal in the first qualifying round a week on Saturday following this win. There was no dull start here with 2 goals in the first 3 minutes. Town ahead from a free kick converted by Dan Gray, before immediately from the restart Alistair Banks was found a space in the box to make it 1-0. Kendal then took control with Jamie Looker profiting from James Bailey's hounding of the visiting keeper to make it 2-1, before Bailey turned from creator to scorer to head home Winder's whip cross at the near post for 3-1. It should have been 3-2 within seconds of the second half starting, when Tafari Nicholas managed to put the ball over the crossbar from inches out. Kendal tired, not surprising given all the effort they put in, but Melbourne still forced a save on the break from Leach as Mark Flynn's side dug in, and was still creating late on with a number of players, including the front pair Jamie Looker and James Bailey, outstanding. Full time in the FA Cup then at Parkside Road, with Kendal through to the first qualifying round. Kendal Town 3, Northallerton Town 1.
And let's hear about Penrith, who've got a draw on the road at Newcastle Benfield this afternoon in the Northern League. Soph Mason's watched this one.
Yeah, it's finished all square here. Newcastle Benfield 2, Penrith 2. So late disappointment for a 10-man Penrith as they conceded in the 87th minute. It was Matty Williamson who saw red for a high foot as he caught the Benfield player right in the face. As he was going in for a diving header, the host then immediately overloaded the Bonnie Blues on the attack, and that ended with midfielder Owen Emerson tucking it right into the bottom corner from a decent range as well. Penrith had led for 2-1 for the majority of the second half, and it was that man Luke Hunter at it again, adding another 2 to his goal tally. He got Penrith's equaliser in the 51st minute, flat ball into him, spun off his man, Benfield up in arms, but the flag stayed down and a stylish finish into the far corner. And Penrith's second started and ended with Hunter, got it on the far flank, collected it from down the line, checked back, Penrith able to thread it across the field, across to Hamill on the far side, drilled it across the box, and it was Hunter who bundled it into the back of the net via the Benfield man on the line. Sadly though, Jim Nicholl's side unable to cling on to all 3 points though, and it's finished Newcastle Benfield 2, Penrith 2.
Let's wrap up the Carlisle United reaction, which has been coming in after that 1-1 draw against Solihull tonight. Mike says Carlisle United are home in the National League and being out-competed at times, lack of intensity and slow in transition through midfield. Problems ahead if this isn't sorted. Solihull deserve to get something out of the game. Lee says another point for Carlisle, but I'm starting to see the National League is going to require a real scrap even when games seem favourable to us. Are we hoping Feeney comes in and begins to lead a strong back line up the Blues? This is from Sellafield Teethy, who says awful tonight. We look non-league, no chance of doing anything this season with that side. Thomas again suspect all evening. We need Feeney in ASAP. Awful debut for Grant, and Murray isn't the answer at left back. Another transfer window gone, and the only improvement appears to be Linney. This is a text from Corby Hill Rich, who says we've got to remember teams are going to be up for it when they come and play here against the mighty Carlisle. Things at present, we're not all that mighty, certainly on the pitch. It's early days. Let's hope we find a formula better than this up the Blues. This is another Carlisle text from Gary, who says what a disappointing performance. Why play 3 up front if you can't get the ball to them? As for Grant, more sideways passes than a Silith crab. This is a massive wake-up call. Teams in the league are well versed in playing with a solid defence and steady midfield. We are miles off it, says Gary. And Sterling Blue, it's starting to feel like a poor start. Woking game sounded good, but I didn't see much of it. But against Bournemouth and Solihull, they were both the better sides, which is pretty astonishing with the budget cost of our squad, Sterling Blue says. Both those sides looked like they knew each other better than we did and played better football than us. Not impressed with Murray or Grant. We've had more than 20 to 30 minutes of game control in both those games. Midfield is a big issue. We have loads of creativity on the bench. That wasn't used tonight. If this goes on for 3 or 4 more games, we could be 15 points behind the leaders. We need a win in the next game to get back on track.
We do need a win, and we need 4 points over the Easter bank holiday weekend, and it should fire them up. You know, whatever we are and whatever Wealdstone are at the top of the league, so it should fire up. But just going back to midfield, it's, you know, you work all your life to be a professional footballer, and then you come into it and you're just passing, as you say, passing sideways, passing back. Take some risks, you know. That's the difference, isn't it? Whether you want to be neat and tidy and stay in a squad for the next 3 or 4 years, or you want to kind of, in a way, put your career at risk but be the player you've always wanted to be, and assist, tackle, you know.
Are any of those 3 that player though? But the work for the risk.
It's a football in general, to be fair. We had a throwback tonight in Osborne, but the majority of midfielders now, it is just pass, but we need more than that.
The worrying thing is, Chris, it looks like no improvement at all from last season.
The whole squad, the whole team at the minute looks laboured, look under pressure, don't look like they like playing here. So we're saying exactly the same things as last year. Linney hopefully doesn't get that knocked out of him. Let's give Grant and Murray a little bit of leeway because it's the first games. Hopefully they'll settle now, they'll get fitter. Certainly Grant, because Grant has got a good body of work. You know, he's not had a great night tonight, but you'd like to think, and he is, there's a better player in there.
Makey walking home frustrated. I think there will be enough comments on the lack of spark in midfield, but I must applaud the referee for one of the most uninterested, not doing their job and taking the money away performances I've ever seen. 4 minutes added on for all that time wasting. Just final word from Danny on the Carlisle front. Positives, Luwamba and still unbeaten. Negatives, a lot. That was a hard watch tonight. Let's get some reaction from Barrow 1-0 defeat at Harrogate with Adam Johnson and Alex Meakin.
Yeah, welcome back here to Weatherby Road. Just running through the Barrow reaction that we've had come in. Kevin's been in touch to say Tony has been in touch to say not clinical enough in front of goal, small squad, going to hurt us badly, he says. Matty's been in touch, improved slightly in the second half, but let's be honest, we should have been dead and buried long before that. I struggle to see what the plan is in attacking sense. We don't look anywhere near as solid defensively as seasons past, which isn't a good mixture. I understand we have to take more risks with signings than most of the clubs do, but have the doubts on Healy's fitness seemingly proved right after 5 minutes is beggars belief. A concerning night. There's more problems to solve than we initially thought. Another one here coming in from Ryan. I feel this taking a risk on better quality player could really bite us this season. Foley off injured and Healy off injured to add to our injury list. The squad is already in its bare bones and the season's only started with no academy. Where do we stand? We have no squad players to fill gaps and no fringe players for the cup games. A lack of pace cost us today. If Harrogate took their chance, it could have been a cricket score. A frustrating night, Alex. Ultimately, second half, resilience showed, and ultimately it is the first half, isn't it, that has proved costly?
No, I just think the first half an hour I thought that Harrogate won more duels and got to second balls and did what I said they would do. They'd put it in the channels and get Mikulski and the boy who was causing all sorts of problems, and they had a little bit of joy. But second half I thought whatever the manager said at half time, it had a good effect, and they started off bright and basically were knocking on the door for 20-25 minutes, but just the disappointment for me was they just didn't test Belshaw. So all in all, there is a positive. They showed some spirit and resilience, and I'm sure the manager will take something from that, even though it's like you say, a few injuries that he's got to deal with now.
Yeah, frustrating night, which ends with defeat for Barrow against Harrogate this evening.
Yeah, thanks to Adam and to Alex who've been at Wetherby Road this evening. It's been a frustrating night across the board for fans of Barrow and Carlisle. Joe is a Carlisle fan who says, sorry to say it, but Murray looks worse than Harper, and I didn't think that was possible. How hard is it to find a decent left back or right back these days? This is another one. Ant in Milton Keynes, who watched on TV tonight. Can't believe how bad we are, says Ant. Why do we look so slow and disjointed? 3 games in, and what system are we playing? We were told Adjiboy and Luamba were fast. These last 2 games say they're not, says Ant. Grant strolled round like a guy of 35 again. The recruitment is looking very suspect. We won't be able to hear from either Mark Hughes or Andy Wing before we go off air in just a few moments' time, but we will have those interviews with you on social media just as soon as we can turn them around. Of course, we will be going into greater depth and detail on both these games on our respective socials on BBC Sounds tomorrow. New episodes of the Barrow Social and the Carlisle Social will be recorded tomorrow morning as we look back on tonight's action. You'll find them, as we say, tomorrow lunchtime on BBC Sounds.
On the BBC Sounds app, on your smart speaker,
Play BBC Radio Cumbria.
and on your radio.
The sound of Cumbria is
BBC Radio Cumbria.
At 10 with the BBC News, I'm Cameron Ward. A local authority in Essex has been granted a temporary court injunction blocking asylum seekers from being housed in a hotel in Epping. There have been violent protests outside the Bell Hotel since a resident was charged with sexually assaulting a 14-year-old girl. The judge dismissed a late intervention from the Home Office and ruled that all asylum seekers had to be removed from the hotel by the 2nd of September. Danny Shaw is a former advisor to the Home Secretary.
The hotel owners will try and take the case to the Court of Appeal, and they may well be backed up by the Home Office, which rather late in the day has realised the potential significance of what was going on in this case and tried to intervene.
President Trump has ruled out deploying US troops to Ukraine to enforce a peace deal with Russia, but he hinted to Fox News that he could provide air support to European forces on the ground. A Mercedes driver has admitted killing a 22-year-old woman in a 140-mile-an-hour crash on Christmas Day in 2022. 32-year-old Evan Ford was behind the wheel of a black Mercedes car in North London when he crashed into the back of a BMW. Brazilian Maria Carolina de Nascimento, who was a passenger in the BMW, died at the scene. New figures show that supermarket inflation fell slightly this month, but it remains well past the level at which price rises really start to bite. Grocery prices were 5% higher than a year ago in the run-up to the middle of August. A man who had to have his leg amputated after smoking for 50 years has said that picking up cigarettes is never worth it. Cliff Hopkins from Wells in Somerset said he smoked 2 pouches of tobacco a week before deciding to quit 5 months ago after blocked arteries led to him losing his leg.
And I haven't smoked since. Big help from the patches and whatever. It's down to you, though. It's down to you as a person. You've got to want to give it up as well. And I thought to myself, I've lost one leg and I don't want to lose another one.
A Coldplay fan says she genuinely didn't have a clue that her partner was going to get down on one knee at a gig the band played last night. Crowds clapped and cheered as Amber Heard said yes to her partner Nick Bartrup's proposal, while Chris Martin sang Fix You at the concert in Hull. They say the first dance at their wedding has to be one of Coldplay's songs.
It's a night I'll remember forever.
And everyone around was going, "You romantic guy."
I got videos from loads of different people around. It was so lovely.
Some guy turned around and said, "I ain't going to ever propose because how can I match that?"
Speaking of weddings, the wedding dress worn by Lady Mary Crawley in Downton Abbey is among dozens of costumes and props from the series that have gone on display ahead of an auction. Other items on show include the Grantham family car and a peacock dress worn by Laura Carmichael as Lady Edith. The third and final film, Downton Abbey, the grand finale, comes out next month. You're up to date. It's 3 minutes past 10.
The Late Show.
BBC Radio Cumbria.
Good evening, it's Dean Jackson in for Becky. It's great to find you here.